Dude, you're rolling through town. Chris, never thought we'd have this for a while.
No.
It was just coincidence. You just
100%
coming through town to pick up some Christmas gifts for your company, and here we are. I was like, dude, gotta come over. So why don't we just jump right into it, man?
Cool.
Let's give yourself a little intro. You've done some pretty cool stuff in the military. You're doing some awesome things now. You give back to the veteran community. A little bit of all the above. Let's hop into it.
I'm Chris Mann, born in Washington State, did 8 years in the Marines, did deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan, and got out and did a lot of charity work with Wishes, and now I work for the federal government again.
Federal government again.
Again.
How was Washington growing up? What part?
Central Washington, so kind of, it's called Wenatchee, dead center of the state, a lot of agriculture, kind of not on the terrible side of the state.
There are some interesting parts of that state.
Yeah. The state's wonderful if you're east of the Cascades.
Okay.
It's great. It's pretty conservative. It's a lot of agriculture, farming, outdoor stuff, hunting, fishing. We just get screwed with all the politics of Seattle having every bit of the population. So growing up there was awesome. You know, it was a small town. It's grown a lot since then because we've got hydro dams, so cheap energy.
Yup.
So all the data centers and all the tech companies moved in, you know, essentially forcing locals out. But other than that, I mean, the town's great. I love going back there to visit. So, yeah, it's just kind of always been in Washington other than the military.
What year did you join the Marine Corps?
2004.
Okay, so what month? Okay, so we're right on
September 11th. Actually, I stepped on deck September 11th.
Really?
Yellow footprints and everything. I was like, hell yeah.
Okay.
So,
what made you join? What was your reason for joining the Marine Corps?
So originally, I swam in high school.
Okay.
And so I was actually joining, my uncle was Coast Guard, so I was actually depping into the Coast Guard to do rescue swimming. And when I got down to the recruiter and everything, and he's like, yeah, we totally do it. It's a 1 year wait. And I was like, yeah, I know myself, and idle hands are the devil's playground, and I knew I'd be in jail before that 1 year. And so I went in, and I had two buddies that were like, oh, we depped into the Marines, you should, blah, blah, blah. I walked in, the Marine recruiter and was like, let's just hear what he has to say. And he's like, walked in, I had long, shaggy, like stoner skater hair. And he's like, get out, you wouldn't make it. And I was like,
right out the gate?
Yeah, 100% Jedi mind trick. And I was like, no, I'll do it. Oh, yeah, no, I'm in. And like 26 days later, I was on the way to boot camp.
God, recruiters are the most craftiest human beings on the
like,
planet.
He played me to a T, knew exactly what I didn't need to hear. But then it was like, I was kind of a fuck up, and I would quit things. I would start something and quit it. And so then I'd get like my buddies like, oh, we'll see you in a few weeks. You're going to quit. And it's like, okay, fuck these motherfuckers. So that was pretty much it. It was like, you know, and obviously boot camp is hard, but at the same time, it's like one of the most entertaining 3 months of my entire life.
And so, okay, so you're a West Coast Marine.
Yes.
San Diego. So you guys are getting issued sunglasses and sunscreen and everything, right?
Watching the airplanes fly.
You guys get to go to baseball games, I heard.
Allegedly. I didn't. Apparently not me. I got Firewatch a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I got overnight. Yeah, but no, it was like, I'd never been to California. I'd been out of Washington, like, to Oregon. So it was just really a wild experience with that. And then, of course, I grew up, it's ag, so it's Mexicans and white in Wenatchee. I'd never met a black kid in my life.
Really?
Until boot camp.
Really?
So it was like super wild that it was like, you just get the weird diversity. And you're like, it's forced assimilation, I guess. Mm-hmm. But then you think back and you're like, man, dude, those are some crazy memories. Like, and then you think about the drill instructors that you're like, dude, they knew how to play games. Enough to not get in trouble, but enough to get the point across sometimes.
I swear, I'm waiting to get a drill instructor on here. I have to. They are the most sadistic human being on the planet.
Yeah.
Hands down.
They love it. They love it.
See, I feel that the majority of them love it, but then there's the other part that just absolutely hate being on the drill field.
Yes.
And those are the ones that are straight birth from Lucifer's asshole. And
their whole job is make your life hell for however long they have you.
And you have no idea what's even going on as you're a young kid.
No.
Okay, day one of boot camp. What's it like, San Diego? What's a San Diego checking in and receiving like, you know, because Parris Island, you're locked away. Like once you go through across
there's no finding you.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's, fly all day, arrive at San Diego's airport, met by the receiving drill instructors instantly. And it's like
in the airport?
Oh yeah, at the airport.
Okay.
At the like you don't even make it to the what is it called, what's that organization? The USO.
Okay.
You don't even make it that far. You're like following along. You're like, okay, I got to go, and you just hear them screaming. You're like, oh,
please don't let this be for me. Please don't let this be for me.
Like you want that guy.
Yeah.
So instantly on the bus, the depot is it holds a field or a fence with the airport. Mm-hmm. Yet they drove us around San Diego for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Do they really?
Head down, everything. So you're tucked, not knowing where you're going. You don't realize you went literally a block.
They just drive you guys around?
Drive you around downtown San Diego.
Okay.
I swear they're just showing you off. But it's to like disorient you if you try to like dip out.
Okay.
Then you realize like the next morning you're like, that's the airport right there.
I landed right.
Yeah, like I see guys leaving.
Yeah.
Every day you watch. That might be the hardest thing about San Diego is watching planes fly out.
Coming and
every
going.
day. And you're like, 2 months, 29 days, and 4 hours. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they just run you around. And then obviously it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Shave your head, take your stuff, issue you like the base, 2 camis and your sea bag, and then run you around all night, allegedly getting shots and stuff. But it's just destroy you. You're so smoked after like the first, just exhausted. Mm-hmm. And hindsight, I would have slept on the plane, but I was so like, oh man, kid in a candy shop.
I'm going to be a Marine.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah. 100%.
Should have slept.
100%. How are your drill instructors?
So we had one dude, the sadistic Satan's asshole.
Yep.
Got relieved halfway through our first month. And everyone was like, oh, thank God. Then he became a senior in a different. So it was actually like, it was all like theater, I'm sure. Uh-huh. But he became a senior. And then we got the young guys. But like our, what do they call him, the heavy?
Yeah.
Cool dude. I mean, he was intense as a motherfucker. But it was one of those, like you could tell he was respected by the other drill instructors because if he said something, none of them would do. I mean, even from like other platoons. He kind of was like that right below the seniors, like the seniorist of like the,
okay.
Cool dude. And then our senior didn't really come around much because it turned out he'd gotten assaulted by a recruit like a year before, and it like shattered his whole face up and everything, like butt stroked a bunch of times with a rifle at the range. Yeah. We found all this out when obviously I didn't know it until we got back, and my mom's like, oh, this was your drill instructor. We heard stories about him. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, read the articles, and it was like, oh.
No kidding.
Just straight dude on the range just
snapped
and just started. And it was before he was a senior, so he was actively involved. And it was just like, oh, that dude's, damn, no wonder we didn't see him much. He was probably doing like medical stuff.
Where's your guys' rifle range?
Edson Range, so at Camp Pendleton. So
they bus you.
Oh yeah. So we do the first month, which is pretty much basic, a confidence course, some PT, learning drill for the first month. And they've switched it up now, but the second month we did field month, go up to Edson Range for an entire month. So we would do the humping, the rifle range, everything up there for an entire month.
I didn't know that.
And then third month they'd bring us back down, final drill, uniforms, everything like that. I guess they've since switched it up to where they bus them up to do the Reaper at the end. So they get their eagle of an anchor. So we would
That's cool, I guess. Okay.
At the top of the mountain, and then they come down, do it on the parade deck. Mm-hmm. Us, it was like, cool, we've been absolutely murdered, and now we have to come back for another month and then wait. So seeing it the way they rearranged it now, it's like, that would have been so much cooler. Like, bus us back up there, let us do the final, the Reaper, finish it, and then get the EGA that. And I was like, that'd be way better. But, I didn't have a say.
So how's the rifle range for you guys? I mean, because you're on Camp Pendleton, so you're not, like, we're isolated.
Yeah.
Especially on Paris Island. The rifle range is even farther tucked away. So you're by yourself. That was some of the worst times on the rifle range for me.
So they made a rule, phase 2, on the range, no hazing. Because we all have live rounds. They weren't risking it. They weren't allowed to yell.
Really?
It was one of those, like, I think they've had some people, like, pop off or something, because it was, like, one of the newer DIs would start yelling, and you'd see, like, all the heavies, like, come over, like,
no shit.
Bring it down a bit. And so, yeah, so we couldn't, as long as we were on the range, no hazing, no real scream. Like they would talk with a very firm tone, but it was like they just would wait till you turn your rifle in, and then you're fucking dead for the rest of the day.
Okay. I thought you were mad
they
like
were just
while you were up there.
No, just on the range. Edson Range, the actual base, the little camp is all hell breaks loose.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, there's places you can hide. They'll tell you. I mean, I-5 goes right through the middle of it.
Yeah.
And so they'll be like, you want to leave? Right there. There's no fence. There's the highway. Go.
Where was Edson Range?
Okay, so coming down south of Las Pulgas, north of Del Mar. You know the naval sign that says like honor, courage,
where the
right
cats
across
are?
the street.
Oh, okay,
where all those confidence courses are.
Okay, all right.
That's Edson Range.
Okay.
And so, I mean, a month up there, and it's dirty, it's dusty, it's windy, and then you get the coastal breezes. Though I was there November, so you get that nice California coastal breeze in the morning, just everybody with pneumonia and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, I mean, good memories though.
Dude, we were on the rifle range once with recruits, and I'll never forget this kid. He goes, "Sir, there's somebody at my target, and everyone's in the prone, we're standing behind, and that's live fire. This, the markers,
the silhouette,
not this.
Well, the actual pin
shot marker fell off, and the recruit panicked and climbed out of the pits."
So dumb.
And it's reaching, and we're all standing there watching this kid climb out of the pits as it's the whole line of fire is going on. And this kid climbs out of the pits and grabs the marker and dips back down, and then the target goes down and pops back up with the marker back in it, and they ceased fire.
Oh yeah.
All hell breaks loose. Everybody's going wild. They end up, going down, and the kid comes out sitting in a cart. On a golf cart, one of the ones without the
happened.
Never saw him again.
Must have tripped.
Never saw him again. He disappeared right there on the spot.
Shocker.
Yeah, that was one of the wildest things on the range there. Dude, they had me. I'm gonna have my buddies on that I was in boot camp with. I had to drill with a trash can on the range. So I was on fire watch. I had to take the trash out. The metal trash cans. So like. The squad base here, and then there's this giant parade deck, like a grinder behind it, like ginormous.
Yeah.
The dumpster's in the farthest corner. So I'm just walking.
Not thinking of anything.
No, I'm
walking across the.
Like diddy bop in middle of the night, it's pitch black. There's a little private marshal just fucking off as usual. I'm dumping the trash in the trash can, and I'm walking back. And I'm like taking my.
This is my 3 more hours of this.
It's my freedom. I get 5 minutes to think to myself, for once I don't have a drill instructor just chewing my ass. Dude, I'm just like not thinking anything of it. All of a sudden, I just hear like in a drill instructor voice, "Pour arms," and I'm like,
"There's no way he's talking
like
to
someone's
me.
drilling out here right now. Like he's drilling." And he's like, "Bitch!" And I look up and there's my drill instructor on the third deck, screaming at me, and he yells at me like, "Pour arms again," and I'm like. Boom, boom, with this trash can. This asshole starts just calling off all the rifle maintenance or rifle commands for drill. I'm out there to the winds, marching, reverse. Like, dude.
You thought you would have a good time.
Bro, and I'm just boom, boom, boom with this trash can, a metal trash can. Lid's falling off of it. I'm putting it back on. He's drilling me around, right? So he drills me to the bottom steps. He's like, "Put the trash can down, bitch." And I'm like, "Put it down." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you're going to get yours." Marches me over to, so we were lead series and we in follow series, and dude, for some reason the rivalry between lead and follow. I don't know if the drill instructors hate each other or what, but it was embedded in us. He marches me over there and stops me, and he's like, "Follow swallows, tell them." And I'm like, "Sir?" He's like, "Bitch," and I'm like, "Follow swallows." He's like, "Louder." I'm standing outside their squad, 3 squad base, screaming, "Follow swallows." I don't even know what it means. Like, I'm just screaming, "Follow." All of a sudden, lights start turning on in all the squad base. All 3 doors, bloop, 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 start. Like a zombie movie when like they get overrun. Recruits start pouring out of these squad base. I'm standing there at attention, screaming, "Follow swallows." I look back at my drill instructor. He goes, run! Like, and I hear the panic in his voice. He's about to get me beat up.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to get, yeah.
I straight dude, I was clearing, and I could hear them. I was straight like zombie apocalypse movie. I could hear these kids just running, and I'm like clearing flights at the same time, and I dive at the squad bay. I fly in there, skid across the floor. Every recruit in their beds, because we were there. They could hear everyone's dying, laughing. Yeah. And I was just like, and they're like, motherfucker almost got me killed. Like, he's just like, get back to work, bitch. And I was like, just picked up a broom and start doing dude, something. I was like, what in the hell?
They're sadistic.
Almost got me killed.
We had a kid, kind of looked like Buddy Lee. Actually, that's what they called him. Like, dungaree kid, big glasses.
Fishbowl glasses.
They put him in a trash can.
Oh, God.
And made him drill hopping around, and they called him R2D2.
Oh my god!
And all he was allowed to respond was beep 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 diddle diddle diddle. Oh. The whole, I mean, when we're doing like in the squad base, we're like, we're gonna do rifle shit, and then there's him. You start clang clang. Try to hold your bearing with the fucking little Buddy Lee looking fat kid.
You can't.
No. And they're just like, look, there's one of them somewhere that's like, all right, he left. They're all dead. Oh,
yeah. Take a note. Dude, I was getting hazed one time. I might have told this before, but I didn't know. I graduated boot camp and didn't know how to disassemble and clean an M16. Believe that or not. My rack mate.
That makes sense because there was a lot of hazing going on during that time of the day.
My rack mate knew my combo and would undo his and undo mine. So when they would like prepare for rifle maintenance and everybody like prepare for rifle maintenance, I'd be like, fuck. My prepared for rifle maintenance, I'd start taking my cover off, undo my blouse, empty my pockets, and I would go stand on the quarterdeck waiting to get hazed. And I would just stand there. And it got to the point, and this was the whole boot camp. I was that recruit that they would take to all the battalions when a new battalion picked up, and I did the demonstration. So every week when a new battalion picked up, the drill instructor would be like,
let's go.
And I'd just follow him around. He'd be walking. I'd be running behind him. I'd be standing there.
They walk at the world's fastest pace.
Yeah, where I'm running, and I'm 6'3", and I'm still running to keep up with this dude.
To keep up with the 5'2" Mexican dude that's just hauling ass.
Follow series, lead series, all 3 decks, and I would just get hazed. And now I was the demonstration Marine until I graduated boot camp. And I graduated, and I did not know how to disassemble my rifle because I never learned how to clean a gun or anything, even on the rifle range, dude. It was insane. And so you couldn't break me. So we got this new drill instructor like 3/4 of the way through. He was young, just graduated school. Yeah. Didn't know how to count down. He'd be like 100 to 1, and like everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
you're like, I haven't even gotten a sock off yet.
You didn't even bend over to get your blouses off yet.
Blouse.
So he's hazing me one day, and he couldn't break me. Like I was just a machine on the quarterdeck, and he says something to me, and I looked up with a smile, and he grabs his cover and boom, and it bam hits me at the top of my head, and it falls right in front of me. That son of a bitch had a schedule written inside of his cover, and I'm over it, and I'm reading it, and it was like, it was like 00, wake the recruits, 0630, slay the hose, march to chow, slay the hose, march home back to squad base, slay the hose. I was like, this motherfucker, we're getting slayed no matter what. That's when I was like,
you guys could be perfect, and you're still.
And they already had it scheduled in, and I was just like,
I'm telling you, they gotta fill the day.
Sucks.
They gotta fill the day.
Yeah, what do you do with 70 kids that are just fucking off all day?
Yeah, dude, I had to go to training down in MCRD. We had one of my work. We had to go, and it was just happened to be at MCRD.
This is on the civilian side?
Yeah, on the civilian side. Last year, went down there, and now they've co-integrated MCRD San Diego now. Used to be just males, all females went to Parris Island. Yeah. Now they have female drill instructors, female recruits, everything on Parris Island. Okay. But it was so wild because it was January, which I guess that's their slow time. Yeah. But it was like 30 recruit platoons. Tiny, like, because recruiting is so bad. I feel
like that.
I'm talking 3 drill instructors.
I wonder if that's a good or a bad thing. Because there's less kids to screw up.
And less that are going to slip through the cracks.
But you can't get away with nothing.
You can't get away with anything. And so I had me, one of my guys, and then 2 of my regional officers with me. And I'm like, I saw him like taking a recruit away. And I was like, oh, get in the car. We're going to go drive over there. I'm in federal plates. I don't care. Yeah. I'm going to do whatever I want. Drove over, parked, and just watched this female just getting smoked. And one of the senior guys he's a retired Marine. The other one was Army. Mm-hmm. Had never seen hazing before, like that way. And he's like, is she going to stop? And I was like, yeah, she's got probably 5 minutes in. Girl got up, put her blouse on. Nope, starts over, down again. I'm like, just watching this female drill instructor just murder her.
Really?
And I was like, oh, at least some things are still,
dude,
they're still doing it.
The female drill instructors at Parrot, they were the scariest because
it's the shrill, that high pitch.
You were brainwashed, I sir, to everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so we never crossed paths with the females only on the rifle range. That's the only time you ever saw female recruits, or at church. Everybody was religious at boot camp.
Dude, I found Jesus that year.
Everybody finds Jesus because that's the one spot on that whole entire place that you can't get messed with. Mm-hmm. Those church services were maxed every week. Everyone's like, my little light of my, with the little moonbeam. You know?
Dude, I volunteered. I was like, I'll be the prayer leader or the lay leader or whatever. Like, give me another 2.5 hours after church.
I'll lead service. I don't care what I'm doing. Yeah. I don't give a shit. I'm going to church. But I'll never forget, we're walking out of the chow hall, and we're getting formation. And I was fourth squad leader at the time before I got fired from that. So I'm in the front, and this kid comes out of the chow hall, and there's these 2 female drill instructors standing there. And he's running, and he stops and looks at them both and goes, "Good afternoon, gentlemen," and like double salutes them. Dude, I was like, that doesn't look right. And
I know I'm new, but that's not how you do
double
it.
salutes them, and oh my God. And then they're just screaming at him. But you're so used to saying, sir. They're like, fucking Matt. And so he couldn't. And like, so every time you'd see a female drill instructor come, you're like, ma'am. And they're like, got a problem? No, sir. And you're like, fuck. Like, there was, no matter how you tried to prepare yourself for saying ma'am, could never happen. You were just so brainwashed from sir.
Jesus, yeah.
Boot camp, dude.
Dude, it's, when you think about, like, you remember, like, the people that couldn't march? Foot, you know, like, I can't force myself to not walk normal. And to see some of the stuff that some of those kids do, you're like, ooh, how? How's your brain making you do that?
Why can't you figure this out?
Yeah,
You're just walking.
Walk. Take a longer stride.
That's it. Full 30.
That's it.
Like, full 30. And dude,
when your arm is following your leg, you're not a moose.
Like, how are you not? I had a kid next to me, and his name was Revis. I'll never forget him. I couldn't probably tell you 5 people from my boot camp, but this dude is ingrained in my soul. We would be marching at night, and he was one of those, they called him, what was the Gomer pile?
Gomer.
They called him Gomer pile, and they'd flip his cover up, and he had these big glasses. I felt bad. Like, looking back at it now, like, I was like, damn, dude. Bullied bad at boot camp by the drill. Like, but he was just, I would love to have known his MOS, because there's no way this dude was infantry or anything, like,
that's
active.
That's the one. He, 100%.
Yeah, he's the one,
infantry.
and probably stormed a bunker and kicked in all these doors, and he's probably got a fucking Bronze Star or something now. But
yeah,
he couldn't march, and he would like swing his arms. So when we'd be marching in the morning and we have our flashlights, and Paris Island, I'm there January. When do we go? Yeah, January. Yeah, so it's cold
winter
as
hours
shit.
and cold.
And the only reason this dude's in my brain because he would swing his gorilla arms. And this dude, he's a big guy too. He's just this big dumb animal, and he somehow would rake his flashlight with my knuckles, but not like once.
No, like
every couple, and he just, dude. Like, it finally came a time, and the fuse is short. We're marching, and he whacks me, and I look at him like, do it fucking again. Yeah, like, do it again. And my flat moonbeam flashlight, for anybody wondering what a moonbeam is,
the dumbest nickname for
what was a pen, an ink stick or something?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's in this hand, so I like marching, and I'm watching him, and I'm timing him, dude, and he does it again, and I cock back, boom, and I hit his hand so hard it knocks his flashlight out. You just like get this drill instructor that comes from behind and just rips him out of formation. I felt kind of bad, but it was one of those things. Every time we marched anywhere after dark or like early in the morning in the chow or whatever, he would just scrape his flashlight down my knuckles, and oh my God, he was
just
one of those.
Just like walked like he had like heavy briefcases,
like Eeyore, dude. He just like he would just like slumber, and he would get us in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
It was so
whole,
bad.
Like, walk with discipline.
It was so bad whenever we had to do like competition drill and stuff. Like if
make him sit out.
He was on fire watch in the platoon. They would make him be.
Yep.
I'm like,
they're not risking their scores.
No.
Like, who is
this dude? Is
this just an ape?
He was probably a perfect Marine. He was missing a chromosome or two. Like he just couldn't run. He couldn't like when he's there. Like dude, like I'm like, where are you from? Like. This is
Dominican Republic, probably.
No, I don't know what he was. He was a mix of something, but good Lord. I remember looking at him like, this is what you want him to do, huh?
It might be lack of options, though, too. Like, probably wasn't going to college.
Just imagine the most IT tech dude ever that, like, has never left his mom's basement and one day was like, I want to be a Marine.
He's like, so, Magic the Gathering's been fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to join the Marines.
Yep, and that was it. Perfect. And so I'll never forget him. The only reason I remember his name is because he used to whack my knuckles with his flashlight.
Right.
And it would just,
Yeah.
So, MOS.
So, started out as the 03.
Okay.
And lat moved to 0431, which is the logistics and embark.
Okay.
Because I wanted to have a career after.
What?
Knew I wasn't going to do 20. That was the big thing.
Okay.
So, it was like, set yourself up for success.
What made you want to go infantry? Did you even know what you were getting yourself into?
Really? No, I wanted out of Wenatchee.
Okay.
Literally, and it was like he could have probably been like, "Hey, you want to be a open contract? You'll probably be like a space station sniper." And I'd have been like, "Yeah, sounds great." I didn't care. I wanted out. Find me a job that had an opening. Yeah. And that was it.
Fastest out of there.
That's literally like 30 days.
I wonder if recruiters have a harder time now because a lot of vets, especially Marines, I can speak for Marines,
don't go infantry.
No, well, nobody did any research, especially right after 9/11. People were like, just sign me up.
Let's go.
I'm one of them. Just let's just go.
What quota do you have? What do you? And it was like, the recruiters are playing 4D chess.
Oh.
They're like, okay, I'm going to hold you back for a month so I can make my quota. And it's a house of cards with them. It's like,
for sure.
And then they're like, oh, I want to be infantry. I'm like, yeah, but I can get you out of here earlier if you become an ammo tech. Yeah. And you'll be with the infantry. Yeah, or
be a combat cook.
Yeah, you're going to be a chow. How did you sell somebody on that one? That's the one I've always been a little curious. Like, did you sell them or were you like, all right, look, you barely passed the ASVAB.
You can make a PB&J. Like that's what we're gonna give you. You could put this tray of already pre-made shit in a steamer. That's what you're
literally like. I've always wondered if like somebody like I'm sure there's some people like culinarily why they're like, oh, I want to go to.
There's no way. There's no way.
I'm trying because I know a buddy of mine that I was in with, and when I got assigned to MEF towards the end of my career, he was, I think he was a gunny or a master sergeant. And he was a cook by trade, and I had never met a cook. I was like, and he was a good dude, totally, but it was like, did the recruiter have to work hard, or was it like this is what we can do for you?
I wonder if a lot of them are open contracts.
That's what I'm wondering.
Ours was an open contract.
Like, open contract, like I don't care, or I'm not qualified for 99.6% supply or cook. It's kind of.
But what I'm saying now is like, do you think it's harder now that these kids are smart and research everything?
Like they know what job, like, oh, I want to do this job. Which branch of service has anything close?
Mm-hmm. I want a bonus.
That's the big one. I got a re-enlistment bonus.
That's
it.
Yeah, I would never even have thought of asking, do I get an incentive for joining the Marine Corps?
I was so desperate to get out of there. Yeah. Like it was like, I could have left $5,000 on the table, $10,000, who knows? Didn't even ask. Yeah.
I didn't ask shit because my recruiter, dude, he whited out on my, and I can say this now, I'm sure he's out of the Marine Corps now, but that dude, I tore my meniscus in high school playing ball, and I had chronic asthma growing up.
That like went away and everything?
Yeah, it was just, when we left and moved to upstate New York, that's when it just literally overnight, cleared up.
Fresh air.
But it's in my medical records. Right. Like I used to end up at the hospital on those fibrillator thing, breathing all night. Like I'm talking horrible asthma as a kid. He sat me down after hours. He had me come in, and he sat me down, and he was like, you want to be a Marine? I was like, yeah, like I'm going to get out of here. And he's like, you need to shut the fuck up. What I'm doing right now will take both of us down. I was like, oh, shit. He's like, Dude, literally, like, he cut little pieces of paper, taped them, photocopied everything. It was perfect. And he's like, you never had asthma, never tore your meniscus. Do you understand? I was like, yeah, roger that. And that's when he warned me. He's like, when they do the amnesty period, you're going to see people that stand up. He goes, you shut your fucking mouth. And that's what I was talking about with Frank. I was sitting there sweating, and they're like, we know everything. And he was like, they don't know shit. If they knew, you would not be there. And all these kids were raising their hand. I was like, oh, my God.
Dude, what's funny, too, is like, you know how they're like, oh, how many times did you smoke weed? Like, okay, first off, it was high school. I smoked every damn day. Anytime I could get $20 together.
Right.
But no, I only did it like twice experimentally on my car. Yeah. Then the amnesty period. We know you've smoked. I'm like, God, like sweating. And I'm
dudes
like,
were raising their hands.
I admit, like, oh, they're going to drug test me. Like, wait a minute, I'm clean. Like, I've been clean for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, long enough.
Long enough for niacin to work.
Yeah,
my recruiter was like, you got to go now. Start chugging niacin. I'm like, I mean, he's my recruiter. I got recruited by one. By the time I came back on boot leave, totally different recruiter, dude. But this dude didn't give a fuck. Yeah. He was going through a divorce. He just wanted to party. So recruiter's leave was fucking great.
Yep.
We'd come in, he'd be drunk, passed out on the couch. Oh yeah, he'd sleep at the office because his wife was like, she didn't want anything to do with him, and so it was like,
that's a perfect scenario.
100%. Just do whatever you want. Try to bring in some leads. I'm going to bed, kind of thing. And then the junior recruiter, that dude, I feel bad, but he eventually tried to kill me and the recruiter. He showed up to the recruiting office with a trunk full of guns, and luckily the security cameras picked it up.
What?
We bullied him. Because I met him when I was on boot leave. Then I came back like a year and a half later, and I was a 2-deployment Lance Corporal.
Okay.
Got 30 days of boot leave. I was like, after my second deployment, I was like, go back, do some recruiter assistance, just chill out.
See your salty assault.
And he had no deployments, no nothing, and he was a sergeant. And I was like, I'm going to take full advantage of this. And I don't want to say we bullied him, but we bullied the shit out of him. And then he pretty much was like, he snapped and was going to kill me and the recruiter.
Oh my God.
And he then got picked up by the cops because he had a trunk full of fucking fully loaded guns outside of his office, like waiting for us to show up for the day. I had just gone back to my unit, so I was like, oh, shit.
No shit.
Dude snapped. And it was like one of those, like, years later, we bumped into him because I was at the casino home, I was out by then, and it was a Marine Corps birthday, and so me and the recruiter met up, had a few drinks, and he walked in, and he's like, oh, a shot for all the Marines except that fucker over there. I'm like, shit, here we go.
Still remember?
Oh, yeah.
You still held it?
Oh, my God. The recruiter did. He was kept fucking with him. I'm like, dude, let it go. Like, I'm not trying to actually have to fucking smoke this dude this time. And it was just like,
no shit.
There must have been more bad blood with them than anything, but I definitely, like, pushed a little bit too hard. I mean, it was like, dude, what are you going to do? Like, you haven't deployed.
Yeah.
I've been in for an eighth of your fucking time and kind of thing. But, yeah, kind of a cocky shit. Weird how the Marine Corps does that.
Right. How he breeds that.
Yeah.
So after you get off recruiter duty, what unit, what did you go to first?
So first unit was 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines out in Hawaii.
Okay. You got stationed in Hawaii?
Yeah. So it was great. Wonderful. Not even going to lie. Because, again, kid that I'd been to San Diego, and now I'd been Washington and California, and I was like, oh, never been to Hawaii. Awesome. Minus being 18 and not being able to do anything on that island. But it was like, I mean, you go surfing. Yeah. It's like the total life, but it was like literally showed up to the unit, flew out straight to the MEU. They were already on the MEU.
Oh, so you didn't even get a chance to, like, how long were you in Hawaii
months. For? Oh, in Hawaii, 2 months.
So you get out of boot camp, go home on recruiter's assistance.
Do our thing.
Straight to Hawaii. 2 months later, you're
SOI, and then straight over. Hawaii, show up, SIF gear, check in with the rear detachment commander and everything. We don't know what we're going to do. We don't know what we're going to do. Boop, I'm gone. On a flight over to Okinawa.
What's Okinawa like?
So when I went that time, it was not because I was like, oh, we're on the ship, workups, MEU, and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
And then we got back from deployment and back to Hawaii. So it was nothing really.
So you just did a normal MEU?
Just a normal, well, not even a normal. We went into Fallujah for that. So that was the 31st that went in.
Oh,
so 1-3 was heading over, And then
They went to Okinawa?
yeah, they were on the 31st MEU. So they don't do any of the West Coast MEUs because the Hawaii is technically part of like Westpac, and so it falls under 3rd Marine Division.
Okay.
Or is it? Yeah, it's 3rd Marine Division. And so that falls under Okinawa's purview. Hawaii.
So you flew straight to Okinawa and got on the MEU there?
Yep.
How long were you in Okinawa for?
Total 14 days, 15 days. Just enough time to get acclimatized. And
you're on the ship. Then off you go.
Helicopter onto the ship.
Did you go straight to Iraq or Kuwait?
We went into Kuwait.
You didn't hit any ports on the way?
Not that I can. I mean, I was fucking like shell shocked. Like I'm 18 going, where am I in the world right now? All I knew is we were deploying. And it was like, oh man. So we didn't really do much. I mean, I was a boot. It was do whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I was mostly on fire watch and sitting down in gear watch in the bottom of a ship like.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
You didn't hit any ports? Like you didn't do anything?
No. Oh, no like Liberty ports, no.
So you
Straight
left
over.
Okinawa and went straight to Kuwait. How many days at sea was that? Do you remember? I mean, it's got to be a couple weeks, right? A month or so?
Yeah, it was like 17, 18 days.
At sea?
Yeah, straight across. It's just straight shot over.
Gross.
Yeah. With a bunch of dudes that I'm a boot, and they're...
And you don't know anybody?
Nobody. I know the boots that I showed up with, and that's it. And it was like, you're about to get... my life's about to suck. And it was just like...
Wait.
Hadn't met squad leaders, nothing. Had no time to bond with these guys, nothing.
And so you're stuck on ship. Did you have a bunch of seniors that were like deployed before you?
No, because it was like the start of all the war, so nobody had deployed. So it was kind of a first for everybody.
Okay, so you have that going for you.
Yes, but it's still like they're, about to reenlist or have just reenlisted or just got a fat bonus because...
So your life is fucking miserable.
Miserable. The worst and the best.
Because you can't escape.
Can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. I can watch their gear while they go to chow and then hope to make it down for chow at the back end.
They'd forget about you?
All the time.
Yeah.
And then you've been on a ship.
I've done 2 MEUs.
How easy is it to get lost?
Oh, he could disappear.
Dude, I'm like...
Especially if you don't
know. At night, where all the Navy people that I could ask anything...
are gone.
It's just to bed, yeah. And I'm like, just find something. And like, I don't remember up, left, down, right, too. I'm like...
Yeah, because it's just stairwells and hallways,
stairwells and hatches. And it's like, this is dumb. I hated being on a ship. And
I loved being on a ship.
I hated it. I'm too tall. I'm too tall and I'm too big for those bunks.
Oh, the coffin racks?
Oh my God. I don't have any sort of like anxiety about it, but I like to sleep on my side.
Oh, for sure. And your shoulders touch.
Good luck.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. And it's just like, don't get me wrong, like the rocking, like best sleep I've probably ever gotten on a ship. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's like you couldn't pay me to get on another ship.
So you know Hillebrandt? I thought you might have known him by. So him and I, my second deployment, he was like one of the most senior sergeants on that. He was the most senior sergeant in our platoon. So in our berthing, all of them were like 4 coffin racks. Yeah. 4 and 4, right? I think, it was 4 and 4. And then 4 and 4, 4, and everywhere. Well, there was one section where it was a wall, and they did 3 racks. And so Hilda and I were boys, and he was like, you're racking with me. So he took the bottom bunk, I took the top one, and we left...
Middle for gear.
We left the middle for a TV and gear and everything. So, and then we had a wall, so we didn't even have other rack mates on our side of us. So we would literally set
you
up
guys
like...
had your own little mecca. Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then I
oh, God.
This is who I was. I'm laying in my rack one night, and, we didn't, so it was a top, so I had a lot of extra room, but there was pipes and everything above you. Like, I had probably like, foot and a half, 2. I could sleep.
Enough to reach.
It wasn't a normal coffin rack where I couldn't sleep on my side. Like, my first appointment sucked. And so I'm laying there in this rack one day, and I'm like at night, and I'm like, what is this? It's just a rubber tube, big rubber tube. And I'm like, I'm feeling it. I'm like, it never moves. It was never vibrating like there was water in it or anything. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it was always cold, like really cold. And I start tracking it one day. And I go, so the grunts.
Because you have nothing better to do on ship.
Right? I'm a sergeant. I didn't do shit.
And you weren't splashing.
No, we're like leaving one. So the grunts were in the very bow of the ship. Like if you open the bow on the deck, there's a hatch that you open. That was the grunts berthing. So like when we were in rough seas, the water would come through that hatch, fill the grunts berthing, and then ours was the wall behind them, so it would go down the hallways, and they'd all like have to move their shit into our berthing. That's ship life. But I track it, and it comes out, and it goes into the berthing, the grunt's berthing, and it's an AC pipe. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. And dude, I think we're in the Suez Canal at this point. Like, it's 150 degrees. Yeah. You can't flush your toilets the whole way through the Suez Canal. They'd let you flush once a day. So, like...
What? Oh, because it's, what, the pure
They have... Because they dump everything into the ocean, but they couldn't dump it into the Suez.
Gotcha.
Because we're going to Egypt at this point. And so, it was miserable. And I'm laying there one day, and I have this knife, and I just, like... I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm like, please, God, don't be water. Like, don't be water. And I'm like pushing, and it goes pop, and I pull it out, it goes poof, like ice air just pouring out on me. Dude, my curtains would blow. Like, you'd walk in, my curtains would blow.
Like, oh man, I need a blanket.
Dude, the grunts were always bitching about how hot it was. I never said shit, bro.
No,
never said shit.
That's ship life.
Every time
like, damn, AC's out.
Yeah, AC's out. And here mine is just blowing. And then we put a curtain up. So we had this ice box. We're in hoodies and sweatpants. And the grunts got their freaking doors open. They got fans, big fans in the hallway. And I'm just laying there.
The combat boots and just freaking the fucking PT tropical,
get extra blankets. Yeah. I'm trying to sleep with extra blankets tonight because I'm freezing.
One guy in the Suez Canal that got a cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Sneezing and sniffling.
Yeah, come out. I'd go to chow all bundled up. People are like, where the fuck is this dude working? And I'm laying in my rack. Yeah, dude, I screwed the grunts the whole entire time on ship. I took all the AC. And nobody said anything because it cooled down our whole berthing. So
so they're like...
Yeah, nobody said anything. Yeah, so I ended up making out on that one. It was, I was like, thank God. I was so nervous though. Oh yeah, there would have been a water line or something.
You'd been fucked.
Oh, done. Like, so every time we'd go to leave,
there's no way you can hide like, oh, that's a puncture.
Oh, for sure. Like, so we'd go to leave, and I would electrical tape it back up. So because when you had to get off ship, the Navy just has free reign of your berthing and everything. So I didn't ever want them to catch it. So I would just electrical tape it a couple times and go back to normal. And we'd get back on and undo it. It would just. But I ended up cutting an X in it and like opening it up, so it would just blasted on me. Blasted. No, I ended up making a hole in it.
Dude, those ships are so like. It's funny how like they work so efficiently for how old they are.
Amazing.
There's not really that much like modifications. Like, yeah, I mean, there's the tech stuff in like the command center and stuff, but other than that, like those ships are just straight up
bare bones, steel, and
you can literally cables. You can track the AC line all the way through the fucking ship.
I would hate to be an electrician. I mean, there's probably got to be 500 miles of cables on those things, but
and then they're gonna have to splice and cuts and turns and
dude, we were my first deployment. You know how they do blue green. I don't know if you guys did any vert reps when you bring on supplies on ship. Did you ever do those? I
can remember.
We would be in the middle of the ocean one day, and all of a sudden you'd walk out, because I didn't smoke, but I'd always go out and smoke breaks with my buddies and hang out and shit. We just pull up one day, and there's like a civilian like naval ship next to us out at sea, and they'd shoot the line over, and they pull the cables.
I have seen that before. So I had to do Fleet Week.
Okay.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was the last time I was like, I don't want to get on a ship. I don't want to get on a ship. I'll meet you guys up there. I'm not trying to do 6 days to go to San Francisco.
No.
But they did like one of those, what'd you call it?
A vert. I think they're called vert reps. Yeah. They bring over mail, food.
Yeah. And you'd like watch it like across like the wire, right?
Well, we'd line up green, blue, green, Navy, Marine, and you would have to like daisy chain all these supplies. Well, we do this one time, and like we're unloading these giant crates of eggs, like chicken eggs. Jesus. And we're like, oh, we're getting fresh eggs. Oh, fuck yeah, dude, we're getting fresh eggs. So we're all pumped, because they give you those
the saltpeter powder bullshit.
Yeah, powder, and they just mix it. It's like spongy and bubbly and shit.
And it has no flavor. And
so we're all excited. We never get these eggs. And we're unloading cases of them.
For upstairs.
So I end up talking to the officer's deck. And so I ended up asking my lieutenant, I was like, sir, you guys got eggs up there? Well, he's like, oh yeah, we have fresh eggs every day. We get cooked how we like. And I'm like, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are just getting shit on. Enjoy the slop, peasant.
Not for long. So the next vert rep comes up, and so at this point I talked about in the past, there was a Navy guy on the ship. He ended up like picking on one of the grunts. We beat him up. Not we as in us, but like the grunts beat him up, tied him to a pole, all this crazy shit, right? So they ended up The Navy wasn't even allowed in the bow of the ship, but like where we would vert rep on, it would come through all the way through to us, and then it would wind up to the top, like somehow, however the ship was set up. But we start unloading eggs. Bro, we start tossing eggs up flights of stairs, and they're rolling back down. Dudes are kneeing them, kicking them, throwing. There's yolk pouring out of these giant cases that have just eggs stacked inside of them. We fucked up every box of eggs that went on that ship because we weren't getting any of them. Dude, we would steal these. I stole a case of paydays. It was like 50 pounds. It was this giant box. Like I saw in our berthing. So how it worked was when we were loading the supplies, the commissary was right down the hall from us, and then they went to the chow hall there. But our berthing was one flight of stairs up and then forward. So we would have guys up top. And so as we're getting things, the stairs are technically to my back. So I'm the guy that's like, whatever anybody wants. And so I got this box of paydays, and I just go, and I would just throw things behind me. And then I'd have 2 or 3 guys up top. They'd snatch it.
They knew their job.
Straight to the berthing, tuck it away. We're good. Nobody would say anything.
Yeah.
And so
give it a week or two, and then
we'd start selling that shit. Bro, everybody at the bow of that ship, including the grunts, were shitting straight paydays. Like, dudes would be like, bro, I should have paydated it. I was like, me too. It was straight paydays. That's
peanuts and all.
Straight up. We took everything, bro. We robbed that ship. We didn't care. Like, you're not going to leave us alone.
That's it. You know who's going to get blamed for it? The supply guy.
Not us. Us falling overboard. I love ship life, dude. Ship life is like prison.
Yeah, I could see that. It's very, you got your free time, you get your check-ins, and then it's go back and do whatever you want.
Yep. You're locked up all day. You work out, you sleep, take a nap, do it again, repeat.
Always had nice gyms. Or at least decent, like practical gyms.
Not bad.
Functional gyms.
Wasn't bad, yeah. They had enough to get the job done. That's where I put all my size on, was on ship.
Yeah.
You need to work out to the wave.
Right. That's the hardest part, is like bench pressing. Like, do not drop this. Do not drop this.
Yep. Or you're trying to.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about like an internal core workout?
100%. Like, stabilizer muscles on fire.
And then you're repping, and all of a sudden you're like, because the ship comes up a wave, it goes back down. That was always weird.
The weird feelings, or even like, you don't even realize it, and all of a sudden you're like standing, like if you stand still for too long, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like if you're constantly moving, you don't really notice it unless it's like bad seats.
Yeah.
But when it's like, oh, I'm just kind of chilling, you're just sitting there, and it's like, like I'm gonna, here it comes, kind of thing. And then you get off ship, and you get the vertigo after that. It's like the ship legs or whatever. It's like your sea legs. God, I'm starting to get nauseous again the next night. It's like. Yeah.
Damn, so you didn't go through the equator, you didn't get your shell back or anything?
Nothing.
That sucks. You just went straight to Kuwait.
Straight over. Yeah, straight over.
Did you go to the Kuwaiti naval base?
We just came in on the port because we had all of our vehicles and everything. We just offloaded and fucking mobbed in.
What year was this?
04. Early 04.
No shit.
Yeah. So
you guys are ready to rock and roll. So this was right after the initial invasion?
Right after it, yeah.
What was that like?
The Wild West.
Really?
I mean, it was kind of one of those, like, obviously, like, no armor, no nothing. Like,
you guys are running soft shells?
Soft shells for everything. So,
but this is pre-IEDs.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Like, they were figuring it out, but, like, mines were the big one. It was mines.
Okay, yeah.
And there's mines everywhere no matter what, because those countries, just they bury them for
That's all they do.
But it was the same thing with, like, Iraq and Afghanistan, because Afghanistan was 05, and it was, like, soft shells. They would... Like, we had the high backs, and instead of the tarps, we just put, like, a steel, like, half-inch steel sidewalls. You could still see out. Like, be in the back of a troop carrier Humvee. Just be looking around. Sniper's wet dream. And then a little bit of metal on the sides.
Some sandbags on the floor.
No, not even that. Didn't even do that. No, nobody wanted to dig.
This is 2004?
5 on this one.
Okay.
4 was... Put a thing of Constantino wire on the front of your hood.
Yeah.
There's your that's to pick up anything. That'll protect you.
This is a spool of Constantino wire.
Logic. Yeah. There was no anything. Like we didn't have what are they called? The warlocks or they were supposed to put the EMP out. Was that Warlock?
Yeah, I think so.
Warlock was like the original one, but we didn't have them on all our vehicles. So it'd be like, okay. You
have to stagger them.
Yep. And hope there's enough. You're close enough in your dispersion that you're covered. It's like, who's drawing the short straw, driving the non?
Yeah. All right, 3 out of the 5 systems are down, so we're going to stagger it.
Stagger it out, and there'll be a bubble. That's the logic.
Just stay within the bubble so you don't get blown up.
Yeah, don't get too far behind and don't get too far ahead.
Yeah, where's that in the Marine Corps commercial?
Fucking dust and dark.
Yeah.
I can't see. I've ran into fucking where they would you'd have the dirt roads, and there would put all of a sudden on the left side, we'd all be rolling hard on the left, and it's so dusty, and I just ran right into mounds of dirt.
Yeah, just see shit.
Yeah, couldn't see a thing, and somebody rolled by me you good? Yeah. I had one. We couldn't even shut our door. We had it cargo strapped from the other door to hold it shut.
Were these soft shell ones with the frame?
No, it was a set they put the metal door.
Okay.
But it was
didn't latch.
It was still a troop carrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, the door didn't latch, and the mechanism, that hard, really piece of shit, the cable.
Yeah.
And so couldn't shut the door, so it was literally run a ratchet strap through the little side window around to this other door, and that's what'll hold you. So good luck getting out unless your fucking co-pilot over here undoes the ratchet so you can get out. Janky shit.
Yeah, dude. It never surprises me.
No, and then of course we're running trifolds and stuff. We got
what's a trifold?
The old flak jackets.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. None of the over the top fancy stuff yet. Trifolds with it's just dirtbag stuff.
Yeah.
Literally the hand-me-downs.
It's crazy to think that that's how they prepared their military troops. That's how they just sent us off to war.
Yeah.
Straight one level above Vietnam gear.
Literally, I'm pretty sure I used a better flak jacket in boot camp for swim qual.
Yeah.
Than what I had for the fleet until second deployment. We finally got the nicer trifold.
Yeah,
the Coyote trifold.
Okay.
I can blend in.
Yeah, right.
Still dog shit.
How long were you guys in Kuwait when you landed?
A couple of weeks.
Oh, so you got to acclimatize.
Workups, get everything settled.
What's the atmosphere in your platoon? I mean, obviously you have no idea. Are you learning people at this point, or are you still just getting hazed every day?
No, not even the hazing. It was literally a lot of I was just the bitch.
Okay.
It was just bitch work. We're going to be convoying in because, and so it's just one of those get fuel, get stuff ready, get gear checks. It's boot work. Boot work. It's just. There's no anything.
Okay.
It was so weird because that's such a blur because it was I'm 18. I'd never experienced anything like this before.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's about to happen. Yeah, it's okay, cool. We're going to Iraq. Shit.
So you go from Washington to San Diego boot camp to Hawaii straight to Okinawa on a ship to Iraq or to Kuwait, within a matter of
less than 6 months.
That's
7 months.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was
that's wild chaos.
We'll call it
sure.
baptism by fire.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it was one of those I had no idea what I was going to do. After first deployment, gets back, and it's okay, we're going to start workups. We're going to Afghanistan now. Mm-hmm. Now I know guys. Now I've got a chance to. All right, these are the tight group that I'm going to be with. Mm-hmm. And then, it was boom, we're back. 5 months workup, started workups.
Yeah,
and we did 6 months of workups. And then went and ripped out one of our sister battalions in Afghanistan. So it was that was probably, honestly, that's probably my favorite deployment too.
Well, what was Fallujah like at that point? I don't want to skip Fallujah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Why?
Patrolling every day, kicking doors, no idea what I'm doing, just being told what to do. And it was just kind of that Wild West. They had the mission, they wanted the city, they'd given the orders, get out, But then it was I think it was Syrians were coming in and backfilling all this. And it was wild because with me, it was do what you're told and, kind of thing. But it was I couldn't imagine being leadership and as far as that goes, having to think about okay, we go through this door, there might be a guy that tosses a grenade. We had
Was it a lot of action for you guys in Iraq?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we had guys, which kind of a bummer. He didn't get the Medal of Honor, but he should have. He jumped on a grenade in a house. They said that because he was shot in the head when he entered the house, that his reflexes pulling the grenade to him wasn't.
Do you remember his name?
Rafael Peralta.
Really?
Yeah, he was a sergeant, and everyone that was there knew it, and these are people I believe, when they say it, that he grabbed it, not that, he was brain dead and muscle reaction to pull.
They pulled that bullshit on a guy like that?
Yeah, what was his name? not Rumsfeld. Who was the Secretary of the Navy? I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, they named a ship after him, and now he's, a Naval Cross.
He was in your platoon?
No, he was in my battalion.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was like, so guys that I knew, and when they say that we're in the house with him,
yeah,
he saved our lives and this and that, and yet the Navy and the Marine Corps said no, he'd been shot in the head first, so it was a involuntary muscle reaction to grab a grenade.
What?
Doesn't seem like something you're, kind of thing, and so they fucked him on that.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was your first firefight like as a 18-year-old kid? Do you remember?
No. It was a blur. It's one of those, like, how adrenaline, you just kind of, you think about it after and you're like, it wasn't like, a lot of it was, you'd hear it before, because I was never point. Okay. Because I'm boot as fuck. I didn't know anything. It was just, don't die.
Yeah.
And then shoot at where everybody else is shooting, fucking shoot and just hope. Literally, dude, I had no idea what I was doing. It was just one of those, like, patrolling, getting a firefight, contact left. All right. Everybody's looking up, start seeing where everybody, just fucking start just shooting.
Really?
Start mag dumping. It was like small city, and then we had the industrial parks and stuff, but it was just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have to go out as much because I was a boot, and so it was like, they leave us back. They want the guys who are trained. I get that.
And you're on a MU, so you're not there for a full year. We
were there for 4 months.
So that's quick.
Quick. Their total MU, I think, was 7 months, maybe 8 tops.
Oh, okay.
And half of it was spent
going
over
to and
there.
from.
Yeah, and so, it was just it was quick. It was like a baptism by fire, but not enough to where I'm going to learn anything. Like there was no like, okay, hey, here's how a mission's actually going to work. Right?
By the time you were even close to getting in a groove, you guys are already pulling out.
Or gone. Yeah, heading back home.
So Afghan was a completely different story.
100%, because now there was like, you've had time to bond with these guys. You've got new boots that have come in.
You're the senior.
I won't go that far. I'm still boot. I was just pinned Lance Corporal.
Oh, because you did back to back.
Back to back.
Okay.
So I pinned on Lance right before we deployed again. And
who'd you deploy with?
1-3 again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you stayed in the same unit.
Yeah, for those two.
Okay.
And then Afghanistan, ripped out. It was a 6-monther, but it was just weird because like that one was, I was reading a book actually. My parents gave me a book before I left called The Kite Runner, and it's written by an Afghani man named, I think his name Khalid Husani.
Okay.
So they gave me this book as like hey, you're going to Afghanistan. Here's a book about Afghanistan, and it's this guy's story about growing up like pre-Russian invasion, talking about how beautiful all these places are and how this town that I'm sitting in looking at this shithole is this vacation mecca with all this beautiful grape, or olive plants and everything. I'm like, fucking where?
So you're in the locations where this guy's
where he's reading and he's writing about. That was like, oh, we go on vacation there, and I'm looking at it like, fuck, you couldn't pay me to come. Well, I guess I am getting paid to be here, but it was just so different. But you could see like, okay, I could see that. Like you can tell the bazaars or like the farmers' fields, but like. So that was kind of interesting. That was like the first 3 weeks I was there. I was reading that book just because we were doing left seat, right seats, and I was on fucking fire watch or gate guard.
Yeah.
And so I'd sit at this back freaking Hesco, those like 4x4 Hesco jack shack, and watch into darkness and a farmer's field. And
what part of Afghan were you in?
Jalalabad.
Okay.
So
what's the terrain like there?
Eastern Cascades, kind of that. You had that Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington, that you have like the Cascade Mountains.
Okay.
We had those in the distance where we actually had bases up in there. But then a lot of it was desert, river, kind of sage. It's kind of, I guess, kind of like Central Washington, Central Oregon.
Okay.
That kind of landscape where you'd have like the rolling like basalts and stuff. And then rivers going through it. And then all of a sudden it would just get into like tall, sheer mountains.
And you guys were doing a lot of operations out of the mountains, or were you guys in the flats?
Both. We had so the battalion was split throughout a bunch of areas. Jaff, the airfield, was the actual like where the battalion was, and then I can't remember which company was it, like Khyber Pass, which was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a passage between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Okay.
And so they were kind of doing.
A lot of dudes were coming over.
A lot of dudes trying to come over, so they were shutting down the border pretty much. And then
so were you guys getting into it a lot over there, or what?
A lot. A lot of IDF.
Okay.
Mortars. They had one of the fobs, or a cop, way up. It was called Camp Blessing, but you had to roll through IED Alley, which was just an ambush central. Every time you came in or out, hillside on both sides, rode through the middle of it to get to the base.
So the perfect ambush.
100%.
So they just lined the road with IEDs, and as soon as you hit them, you're in it?
Yeah, it was like I think we took our first casualty on that deployment day 6.
Really?
Yeah, and it was, worst part was a good friend of mine. And so...
Who was it, if you let me ask? Yeah,
his name was Billy Brixey. So he was from Louisiana, good dude, kind of the guy that kind of took, you get that one, like, he's an older, he was like 22, 23, but at PFC. Okay. And then a Lance, so like a little bit older, but like takes you under your wing. Mm-hmm. When we got back, he was like introducing me to people and took me out to like bars and stuff. And like, it was just like the good, like older brother, like how a senior, not like I'm going to murder you and haze you. Just like a good like mentor. Cool dude. And then so him and his platoon went up to Blessing, and that was where they were at. And yeah, I want to say it was like a week. I think we were in country for like a week.
What happened to him?
IED, double stacked.
Fuck.
And so the platoon there revived him a few times before they got him on the bird, and they just couldn't keep him alive, kind of thing. So yeah,
that's just rough. A weekend. What's that do to morale in the platoon?
Oh, well, I got benched after that because my staff sergeant came in, and we were already asleep. I didn't even know that anything would had gone down because we were probably 3.5 hour convoy away. We'd split out through all these cops, and my staff sergeant wakes me up. He's like, "Yo, come out here." I'm like, "All right, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, just so you know, your boy, he got fucked up." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I'll let you know more, but just know he got fucked up." And I was like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" So then I'm not going back to bed, and I just was sitting there on the port, just like we had like a little fucking stoop outside of our tent, and I was like, he comes back, he goes, "Yo," he goes, "come walk with me." I'm like, this dude like murdered me every single day, like hazed the shit out of me. You're a piece of shit, fucking, I think he called me a woo, a waster of oxygen.
I never heard that one.
Dude, he'd be like, "Where's my woo? Where's the woos?" And there was 2 of us. It was me and my buddy who were just shitheads, young shitheads. But he's like, "Come here, shithead. Let's take a walk." And I'm like, "Fuck, that tone's different."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yo," he goes, "your boy didn't make it." And he was like totally cool, and like it wasn't like the, "Oh shit, this is your fucking crusty ass 18-year-old staff sergeant who hates fucking everything because he keeps getting passed over." Mm-hmm. This is like a dude who's like, "Hey, take a minute, take your, Well, I went straight into our Terps tent and just started throwing hands. So it wasn't even his fault. He wasn't even involved in it. But
you wouldn't fight your Terp?
Yeah. No, not just mine. There was a whole tent full of them.
You wouldn't fight Terps?
I just started throwing hands. Dude, I didn't know, because that's my first death that I'd ever that I was intimately involved. Like, this is a friend. Mm-hmm. Like, there's we took some hits, but this was like the first where it was like, oh shit,
personal.
Yeah, like one of those damn, that was my boy.
So you went and fought the fucking
I just
Afghan
went, dude, they were all
Terps.
asleep. I just started throwing hands and flipping cots. Then I'm fucked for the next 6 weeks. Just I'm filling up fuel tanks and fucking walking around escorting the jingle trucks everywhere. Just can't bitch. Filling sandbags up, taking them to the other side, emptying them, filling them back up, bringing them back, making dirt move. I was
good. You deserve it. These poor Terps.
That's it.
Poor Terps are trying to help.
They didn't do a fucking thing. Oh. They didn't do anything wrong. And I knew I'd fucked up, but it was just like one of those saw red and was like,
oh, for sure.
It's all that made sense to me at that point. Like, it wasn't, like I said, they might have been involved. Probably not. But we didn't have how back in later on deployments you'd get Terps who had been around the block for a minute. You're like, this guy was with 2-3 and then with 3-4 and 10th Scout or 10th Mountain and everything. No, we had straight up dudes who couldn't speak English, and it's like, I don't know if I trust these guys. Mm-hmm. They don't even have tactical gear. They're in the man jammies. Bro. So it was I'm thinking these were the scummier, these weren't good Terps. They were the wheeling and dealing probably for both sides.
We had a Terp. This dude was This was my first experience of like how disgusting human beings truly were. I'm in a debrief, and we got this new terp, and he's living on my vehicle. I don't know why. I always got the new terps living with me. So, a couple of them were cool. This dude was not. I come back from a debrief. I was the lieutenant's driver. He rode on my vehicle. So
now, did you guys run tracks the whole time, or were you guys like mounted, like Humvees and MRAPs and shit?
No, Humvees.
Okay.
But depending on the mission, most of the time we were ground or Humvees. That we'd parked our tracks majority. Okay. So at this point, we were running a vehicle control point in and out of a city. Built a berm all the way around the city. Only way in and out was through us. But anyways, I do this debrief, and I come back, and my crewman's like, "Yo, we need to talk." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Come in here." And I get in the back of the track, and I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Hey," and this guy's name was Paulie. He's like, "Paulie." He's like, tell Bam what you just told me. And he's like, "Oh, yeah. He's like, and he goes into this story, and he's like, "Oh, in my country, in our culture, it's okay to have sex with little boy." And he goes into talking about pretty much molesting children.
The Jundies.
And I'm like, listen to this dude talking. I'm like, and this dude's been sleeping in my vehicle, like on the floor in my vehicle for the last like couple weeks. And I'm just like, like, hell no.
Right.
As soon as he finishes up his story, my lieutenant, like, flips open the back hatch. And I'm like, "Sir, come on in." I'm like, "Paulie, tell the sir what you just told me." And he tells him, "Dude, this dude, I'm going to go to hell for the shit we fucking did to this guy." Dude. But we made him sleep outside. I mean, I'd wake him up every morning. You know the Hescos, how they had we call them the candy canes, the big metal that would hook them together?
Yeah.
Bro, I would pick one of them up in his sleep bag and just check to see if he was alive every morning. Like, we couldn't get rid of this guy. Like, he was horrible. They bring in like barbecue pork one night.
Perfect.
And
eat up, buddy.
Yeah, I was feeding this dude doubles. Like, and then somebody sits down next to me like, "Paul, that's pork, right?" And he's like, No, freaks out. But yeah, dude, he was like bragging about how, I won't even go into the details on this, but like, and people are gonna be like, "Yes, fucked up what you did to him." But like, if you heard
no, it's not.
What this dude, how he was bragging about like the details of what happens to these kids, of what they do, and how it's completely acceptable.
Yeah.
And bro, as soon as that next log train came through, we shipped his ass out.
Yeah,
it was horrible. But like, for us as like grunt units, Amtrak units, things like that, we're not getting like the tier 1 operator terps that you see in movies.
You're not getting.
They're carrying 8.
You're not going to get the dude that's going to haul you back to the base. No,
this dude, when we first got him, he was so fucking stupid. I'd be like, "Paulie, ask him where he's coming from," and he would look at the Iraqi and be like, "Where are you coming from?" I'm like, Arabic. Ask this motherfucker in Arabic. I could do this. And then he would, no. And then the guy would tell him back. And then he would tell me in Arabic. I'm like, English. Like, you tell me in English, ask him, and do it every day. And I'd be like, "Why does he have all this in his car? Why do you have this in it?" I'm like, dude, I was just like, I can't handle this shit. And then that's once we found out all that. I was like, yeah, this guy's got to go.
It's time to go.
Got to go. And then we ended up getting this kid. He was like 18 years old.
Probably, the ex-boyfriend of your old terp.
No, this kid was solid. He was Iraqi. His whole family was murdered. He ran one night. He escaped while they were murdering his whole family. Ran until he found a Marine unit. They let him in, told him the story, said he wanted to help. He ended up going through the whole process, got vetted, ends up getting stuck with us. He was like 18, 19. Bro, he's
no longer a practicing Muslim, I'm sure.
He actually,
probably not a religious guy.
He lives in Michigan, running a gas station. I want to like reach out. Yeah, I followed him on Facebook for years.
Sick.
But we detained this dude one day. Came through. He's wanted for blowing up like coalition. The old bat system where you'd scan and all that shit. This dude comes up. He's like super wanted, and we've like told this guy, we're like, we named him Ford Lincoln Mercury was his name. Lincoln Mercury. That's all he could say in English was Ford Lincoln Mercury. So that was his name. And bro, one day we got this dude detained, and I'm like, "Ford, be his ass." And he's like, no. I'm like, "Kick him." Like, he was just so soft, and he was just a child. And so finally we're like working him up, and he's getting the courage, and he has a mask on and everything because he's all scared that they're going to find him. And finally he's like, okay. And then he goes around the corner, and he lets out the most feminine, god-awful curdling scream that you've ever heard in your life. Like, the bad guy's like, like looks at him, and then Ford just kicks him over. He like falls over because he's flexing like ankles and hands behind his back, and like the guy falls over, looking at him, and this kid just takes off running, like crying. I was like, okay, we're done with that. But he ended up sticking with us for the deployment. He was a good terp, but as far as like had your back, absolutely not. Right. Like you just stuck him in the back and called him up. But
call him up when you need him.
We did not have the best terps, but that was just hilarious. We would just beat this kid up so bad, like just mess with him, but like to like get him like one of us. He was just so like frail and didn't know what was going on. But we did not have the best experience with terps.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like everybody's like, oh, we loved our terps. I fucking hated most of mine.
Yeah,
like it's the same thing. It's like you're not gonna trust them.
No,
like you can be cordial.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna trust you.
The only terp we had that was legit, we got on our second deployment. He was Kuwaiti.
Oh, so
Ishmael was his
completely
name.
Different.
He and because that's when we were working a lot with we were training the Iraqi police and the Iraqi army to like start taking like you guys need to learn.
Right.
So and we put him in charge of all of them because dude he'd come to us and be like, bam, him, no good, go. I'll be like, and they'd be gone. And he just every day he was like, no, this guy. And so he was the only one that was trusted. I almost actually shot him one night. We're on post.
On purpose?
No, this motherfucker snuck up on us. I almost shot him. He snuck up on one of our posts that me and my boy were standing on in the middle of the night. We're watching this dude creeping through, and I'm like, oh, dude, we're going to smoke this dude. Right. So we're waiting for him. And this motherfucker, at the last minute, like literally as we go to hit this dude, he's like, babe. I'm like, fucking Ishmael. And he's like, ah. He was over at we had the grunts. We were running a vehicle control point, and the grunts had the entrance control point. That motherfucker snuck off and was drinking with the other terps over there, and we didn't even know he snuck back in the middle of the night. We almost shot him. And we're like, get your fucking ass in here. Like, where have you been? He's like, he's all drunk, all tore up. I'm like, what is going on? We're in a war zone. Like, this dude sneaks back, like literally almost murked our terp in the middle of the night because he sneaks back and pulls his little mask off. Yeah. The only reason we didn't shoot him sooner is because we couldn't see a weapon on him. That was the only thing that saved him. Grace. When he went and snuck out, he didn't bring his AK with him because we let him carry an AK. I actually have a picture. That's what Instagram banned me right now from a shadow ban. He's in one of the pictures that I posted with the AK.
So this is the dude that's in Michigan right now? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. This is
I wish, dude. I wish I could find. Yeah, the young kids in Michigan.
That's cool. At least you got some sort of like. Does he come over on a refugee status, you think? Or
I have no idea. There's like a couple of years like after out of the military, I get a Facebook request from Ford. So
is that what his name is?
He kept his first name. It has his Arabic name, but then it has like Ford Lincoln in it.
Good for him.
I actually got to see if I still follow him, if he still got it. But yeah, last time I checked, he's running a 7-Eleven or a gas station or some shit in Michigan. I was like, oh, good for you. And we chatted for a while. I'm sure I could pull up his he's got all long hair. He's like this grown ass man now. It's cool.
Love it.
And I think, dude, it's a great way if you want to get a visa or
100%.
citizenship.
As long as they actually honor that agreement.
For sure. For sure.
There's that one. But yeah, no, that was the crazy part. Was like that, and then after I finally got ungrounded, we'll say.
Yeah. Let's get back into that.
But I mean, for that, I'm not gonna lie though, grounding wasn't terrible. Because the scumbag army dude that I had to help out around the base, they're what are they called, bulk fuel guys. Mm-hmm. So he'd be like, oh yeah, you're gonna receive this fuel. There's 5,000 gallons in that tank. If you don't receive 5,000 gallons when you download it, let me know. I'm like, yo, this guy's only got 4,400 gallons. Like there's 600 gallons. It didn't evaporate. It's fucking JP8.
Yeah.
He'd come over and you'd just see him start doing this. And I was like, what are you doing? What's this guy doing? He's getting paid out. Difference from the drivers. Because if he didn't sign 5,000 gallons received, they don't get paid, but they've sold some gas. So he was just like, I was like, oh, this guy's
slinging gas?
Dirt. He's just slinging differences. And he would offset it in his expenditures for the day. Oh, I had to fill this generator, that generator. So he'd just add a couple extra miles, and it would all eventually even up on paper. No, we definitely were probably missing like 100,000 gallons by the time that guy left. But dude, like anytime the truck, because they'd be like, oh, every one of the valves on their trucks, they put a seal on it, like an actual like click seal, and yet you're missing. And he'd be like, no, 5,000 gallons. You're like, no, bro, there's 4,600 according to the reading.
Is this an Iraqi or an Army guy?
Or Army, U.S. Army, National Guard, dirtbag.
Okay,
but they were just. I mean, he was just.
I don't understand. He's selling what
he would. So if he didn't sign, so they would bring the truck in.
Who's they?
The Afghan driver. So these were like locals that were transporting fuel from Bagram all the way to our place, and these big 5,000-gallon tanks, the jingle trucks, right? And they would sign. So obviously, when Bagram would seal them, they would certify 5,000 gallons entered your truck. When he would download them, because he had his fuel gauge and everything,
they would read it all.
It'd be like 4,700. Like, 300 gallons disappeared, but all the seals are intact. These guys know how to get in their truck. So they're stopping along the way, selling some diesel. They always had U.S. cash on them. Always.
So they're paying off the Army,
paying him off for him to say, yeah, I received 5,000
so
gallons.
So the Afghanis are slinging fuel out and on their way up, and they're paying off
the Army dude to fucking, so like $100 here, 200 there.
Why not?
Everything like that. And he's like, dude, easy money. You just write off a little bit. You know, like, I had to give, because he was filling up. He was the one fuel tank for our base. So every vehicle that came in got filled up. Every generator that needed, our floodlights, stop, everything.
Yeah.
So he was wheeling and dealing, making it look legit. Like,
So he, instead of 50 gallons, he's writing 100 gallons off.
Exactly.
Damn, I bet you that dude left with a stack. Good for him.
I'm not going to say I had to send money home because I couldn't make it through customs because there was so much, but there was a lot. But it got to the point where it was like, they brought an empty truck in and wanted me to fill it. And I was like, get him the fuck off this base. Dude had a stack.
Too much.
Like 5 G's cash in an envelope. And I'm like.
The Afghanis wanted you to fill it up for
wanted me to fill an empty tank. They brought an empty tank in and we're like, I was like, nah, all right, it's gone too far now. Like.
I would have done it.
Oh, dude, I couldn't. I was so scared.
Fuck the government, bro. And everything.
I was so scared, though.
We waste so much shit.
It was like, okay, I could do $100 here, $100 there. How am I going to fucking hide 5,000 in crisp hundreds?
Yeah, so you guys weren't in Amtrak. You could hide anything.
And that's where I figured out that dogs can't sniff through peanut butter. So my mom couldn't figure out why I mailed so many jars of peanut butter home.
That works.
But it was like one of those, like, that was when it was like, okay, this is like my 6 weeks. My timeout's over. I'm gonna start going back out and doing shit.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, cool. You're gonna do puck pickups.
A what?
So they call them detainees now. So pucks, personnel under custody.
Oh my god, dude! The acronyms in the military.
I know, dude. Yeah. Well, and then we got told we couldn't use that anymore because it's insensitive.
It's
derogatory. Can't call them pucks.
Yeah.
Like, all right, but so I would, when they would capture somebody, like an actual like known. One, like not just somebody they suspected. It was like, this is a known target.
Yep.
Me and my boy would hit Blackhawks, fly out at night, receive, then take it to Asadabad where they'd get interrogated.
What is that like? You got to feel operators fucked doing that stuff.
It's one of those like, hell yeah, here I go. I was running just a 9mm because it was like, shit, be quick, hop out, receive any intel that they collected, and then take this freaking hooded freaking little man, get him in the thing, fly off. And same thing, you're all in night vision and everything. It's like, this is pretty dope. Until the one time we received a guy and his hands were cuffed in the front. They're always supposed to be in the back, even, so we can. And we're sitting here and I look back and my boy Pooh is sitting next to the guy.
Is this a nickname, Pooh?
No, his last name is P-O-U-G-H. Like, it was literally, like some
poor guy got it at boot camp for sure, yeah.
Kid. But I look back and the guy's got his hand over him like that. He was trying to fight
detainee?
Yeah, because his hands, he could totally move.
Is he flexi cuff or handcuffed?
Flexed.
Okay.
Yeah, no handcuffs, so it was just zip ties.
Yep.
Not even like flexi cuffs. They were like literally like zip tie loops together because that's all they had. They were out in the middle of a mission and everything. And I look over and I'm like, what the fuck?
And this is in the back of a Blackhawk?
In a Blackhawk. So the crew chief, I was turning around talking to the crew chief and he just goes, ugh. And I looked back and it was like, oh shit. And my buddy's like trying to like fight and like, and all I had was a 9mm, so I just walked up and fucking Buffalo stamped him. And he stopped for a second, just enough time, and I was like, flipped him over while we're flying him, got him zip tied back up, but it was like, holy fuck, like that could have gone bad quick, just because his hands. I mean, he was like hands around the neck of dude, and he was like, because we're in the Blackhawks tied, the seats and everything.
Oh shit,
dude, it was like, but same thing. You're right. You feel operators fucking like, oh yeah, I'm like, hop off, escort them all the way to the dudes that don't have name patches or ranks on, but camis. I'm like, oh man, what do you guys do?
What is this job?
Yeah, like And then you never see the guy again.
I've been burning shit for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
I've moved sandbags and made 3 different piles. What do you do?
You have a beard?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, dude comes out and he's
part
like,
of the military
straight
is
up like
this?
perfectly crisp camis. I'm like, but no rank, doesn't even say U.S. Marines on it, like nothing. I'm like, what is that guy?
How often were you flying? Is that your sole purpose? So you weren't even.
That was it. The whole second deployment was just that.
Really?
That, and I mean, we did a couple of convoys. Like, it was just kind of like, you're an extra body.
Yeah.
And you're gonna move sandbags and dirt, because I pissed off my staff sergeant at least once a day.
Did you ever have to burn shit? Were you guys burning shit at that point or no?
No, there we had the locals doing it. We did in Iraq. I did on my third deployment, or in 08, we had to burn shit in Iraq.
Yeah.
Because
you went back to Iraq in 08?
Yeah.
How
my last
boring
time.
was that?
It was rip outs, dude. Well, actually, that was a good deployment too, because I was in a leadership position at that point. So I was a corporal, and I got attached. I was with 12th Marines at the time, so the artillery unit, and they were like, yo, we're standing up a truck platoon. You're going to attach to 3-4. And my chief warrant officer who I work for in the mobility side is like, they have nobody that is deployed in that truck platoon, to include the lieutenants, the staff sergeants, the sergeants.
In 2008?
None of them had deployed. They were all 12th Marines, like admin, motor T guys. Okay, so they weren't doing, they were with the headquarters regiment. So they weren't ripping out with battalions, unless battalions needed bodies. And so I was like, you know what? And this was this was recall time too.
Okay.
So guys were getting recalled because we're still, So I volunteered, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. One more time. Let me go get a re-enlistment bonus. I'm right at that time. They pulled some strings.
This is going into year 4. Okay, so you're re-enlisting for your second term.
I extended to do the deployment so I could re-enlist over there.
Got it.
So, 2008.
Okay.
8, 9. Let's see, when did we get back? 2007, 8. 8, 9. I don't know. That whole country blurs.
Yeah.
And there was no gunfights, no nothing. And I was trying, because I was on a mobile. I tried to find fights anywhere we could. Nothing. The most we heard was they were celebrating and they shot in the air. It was just running miles. Convoy security. We were escorting KBR trucks. We'd go pick up the what are they called? The monitors. So the monitors flew into Ramadi. We were up at HIT. Our other battalion.
You were in HIT?
Yeah, I was at HIT. And then the other half of the battalion was split up at Haditha. So we had 2 AOs during that time because it was so slow. They were kind of demobbing. So I demobbed Hoklania, all those like.
Bro, you took that was cops. So we took over. Okay, so we took over HIT from the Army. We were at the train station.
Okay.
Next to Milk Lake.
Right. Yeah, that little fucking shit creek.
Oh God, it smelled so bad.
I can't eat hummus anymore because of that creek.
Really?
It smells the same to me.
See, I thought it smelled like dead, rotten bodies.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what hummus, it kind of gets me on that one.
So the Army had HIT.
So we were at HIT.
But there was a base in the city.
In the city by the mosque, right above the hill, too.
Yeah,
So we just called them Cop 1, Cop 2, Cop 3, Cop 4. We didn't even give them names at that point.
Okay.
Because we were tearing them all down.
No shit.
But it was like, so my whole platoon's job was, so we had this, the guy's a fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
He had never deployed. He was a sergeant. He was 3-4's motor T guys. And I get a platoon full of boots. And I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be interesting. I'm the only guy that's deployed. Then we show up before the deployment. 3 guys get recalled. 1 dude I deployed with early on. He was a fucking corporal, got out after Fallujah. So I at least, okay, hey, we're Hawaii guys. We were in 1-3 together. Fuck yeah, I know you. You know me. They didn't want to do anything. The guys all got recalled. They didn't literally, they wanted to sit on the base and just collect their 7-month deployment.
How are you guys tearing down?
We were I'm talking like straight up demilitarizing the old bases.
Are you burning shit?
No, we were just straight up I would escort in the heavy equipment guys. We'd have the the LVSs with heavy equipment and forklifts and bulldozers and everything, and they were ripping HESCO barrier walls down.
So it was all
it was
comms, everything already pulled out at this point, or
no,
you guys?
They were slowly. They were doing that, and then we would come through and tear everything else down. So it was super logistics, but I was in charge of the platoon, and we had gun trucks because all we did was security. I had 2 MRAPs, 2 up-armored Humvees, and an up-armored 7-ton. And we would just run it, and I was just trying. Dude, I was trying to get these guys.
And nothing.
Nothing. Couldn't get them a combat action room to save their life.
So you weren't even having any fun or nothing. Was it fun?
It
like
was a lot of fun.
Shit?
It was a lot of fun because I saw a whole bunch of different sides of this country. I mean, I went up to Haditha Dam.
Haditha was rad. You guys demilled Haditha?
That was where the other half of the battalion was. So first half of the deployment, we demilled the southern AO. So hit and all the cops down there. The train station right there by the shit creek. All of it. Demobbed it all. Gave it to an Army unit that was training the Afghan National Guard or National Forces, whatever they go by. So the Army took over just a little portion of what was left of hit, and we pretty much were demobbing everything. Then we rolled up to Haditha and helped them demob Hoklania and all those little cops they had.
Dude, we built Hoklania, Barwana, Sinjik.
Yeah, all those. We started
and you guys
demobbing all of them. Haditha ended up not being as demobbed as because it was like one of those, like, they say they want to demob, and then they build it right back up like the next unit. It's like, no.
When we got to Haditha, you can walk the outside up the dam because the chow hall was on the top.
Oh, see, I never went into the dam.
So you know the lot that was the big. There was like a motor pool lot below Haditha.
Way down. Yeah.
Way down
yeah,
on the.
That was where
if you
I
crossed
stayed.
over the dam, you'd go over the dam and then go down like this little road, and you'd be in these lots below Haditha.
Uh-huh.
And then the chow hall. These motherfuckers would make. Well, at first when we first started going, you can walk up the ramps of the side of the dam, the concrete. Like the side of the walls, you can get up to because the chow hall was at the very top. Then some dumbass Marine fell off the side and almost died, and then you had to go inside and dude, all the way to the top of the dam, and then you'd be starving and you eat your chow up there. And by the time you walked your ass all the way back down, you'd be fucking hungry again.
See, we got really lucky because they just brought us in K-Rats because we were on the road so much.
Yeah.
We'd get back on deployment and it'd be in our berthing area. We had, and then like
where were you guys staying? In the lot down
so
below?
In the lot, yeah. They had
tents and shit down there?
No, we had, in '08 we had, I stayed in a building. I had my own
So room. You guys are right on the water then?
Yeah. So let's see. Here's the face of the dam.
Yeah.
We came in from the south.
Yep.
And then right there.
Oh,
we right
crossed
over
I never had to go.
I never had to go up and over it.
Okay, I know where you guys were.
And so we were down right at the entrance, so we could just rip in, rip out.
Okay, so we would go in and stage there, and then we would run like a mission out of there.
Gotcha.
But we were up in Barwana at that point, so we would come down to Haditha,
restock,
get every supply or whatever we needed to do, eat warm chow, and then go out of there. And the chow at Haditha was always good, man. They always had good shit at Haditha.
Well, and that was why that was the best part about that deployment was I relieved that sergeant from 3 War. He got us lost on a deployment and shattered 2 axles, flooded a vehicle because he was inept, and then he panicked. Set up a security, and I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, first off, we haven't even seen a person in 2.5 days. Like, stop freaking out. So we eventually were like, yo, I'll run the deployment. I'll run the convoys. You stay in the cop. You know, you stay with the lieutenant. And that was when it was like, it was funny to watch his troops that worked for him in the rear, and their loyalties shift.
Oh, for sure.
To platoon daddy who was going to run them. And I think we had maybe 1 day off a week. I was like, dude, where do we got to go next? Who needs an escort? Like, I was trying to get them into it. Just something.
Nothing.
Taught them all on all the gun systems and everything. Was like, yo, you're going to be my gunner until the battalion gunner's like, yo, you're rolling out a lot. Let me jump in on that. Old crusty dude, half a lit cigar. And all right, he'd hop up in the gun truck and just be like, let's go.
Oh, shit.
And he would just roll around with us. But, yeah, I just could not find a firefight to save my life.
I'd say not much was happening in '08. Dude, when we took over hit from the Army, I'll never forget, because I was on the lieutenant's vehicle. We were rolling in the middle of the night, and we're at the train station, not the base, but the train station.
Down like 3 miles down the road.
And so I didn't even know there was a base there for like half the time we were in hit.
That's awesome.
And then we end up going to resupply at a fuel station. We pull into a base, and that's when I saw we hadn't seen or smelt a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then we end up rolling in, and we're filling up.
Dude, what year was this?
05.
Oh, okay.
05, 06. Like,
oh, okay.
We during 05 and we rolled into 06.
I was going to say, we had females attached to us, too. So we had, because it was a truck platoon, so they had female drivers.
Nothing.
They were all that when they split the unit, me and I took a handful of 3-4s dudes, their motor T guys down south. All females were up at Haditha at the dam, like, keep them out of here, keep them up there. Of course, they got in trouble there. The psyops, freaking eye in the sky, saw them sunbathing naked on the top of their fucking Connexes. And
always something, yeah.
We
didn't have
like
to
they were good operators. Like they were all truck drivers.
Yeah.
Like one of them was like the motor T, the wrecker driver and stuff.
Okay.
Like they held their own. I can't knock them too much, but they didn't go on maybe a quarter of the missions that my guys did, because if they didn't have a breakdown or if they didn't have a resupply at one of the cops, they didn't leave the base. So they were there all the time. They had their rooms were built up. So when we got pulled up there, it was like
they're living the life.
Oh man, I was like, what the fuck? Y'all like go out like once a week? And then my guys started getting bored, and then the devils, idle hands, and now dudes are fucking chicks. I'm like,
bro,
here we go.
I am 100% anti-women in that, and in anything in those environments.
No making purple.
Dude, we had a guy on our deployment. He was like a grunt, but he wasn't. He kind of was like a floater.
Like a PRP, like provisional rifle platoon kind of thing.
He would just jump in like the convoys, but he was hooking up with this chick, this other Marine, and they were in the last vehicle. Bro, they would stop in the desert
for a quickie,
do their thing, and then mob to catch back up to the convoy. And he was like telling us every day. This dude had pictures, video, everything, and I'm like, you're telling me this is good for the atmosphere? This is good
good for his morale.
Yeah, his morale's up. And so, but dude, when we took over from the Army from HIT, we roll in the middle of the night, and it was really weird because at the train station they had the concrete. You'd go under the bridge and you make that
sharp left.
Left, and then you had the I don't know if it was still the same, but we had concrete barriers at that point.
Oh yeah.
So you do the snake, and then you went down the road, and then there was another, I think, security checkpoint.
Yeah,
then
it was the Army's actual checkpoint there.
You would go into the compound, and so we roll through, and I'm lead Vic, and I'm just like winding through with our vehicles, and there's nobody, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's nobody here to check us or whatever. We'll just roll up. So then we go down. There was like a stretch. At the time, it seemed like maybe a couple hundred yards. It could have been shorter. Go to the next checkpoint, and there's a tower, another snake barriers, and we roll through that, and there's nobody there either. And my lieutenant's like, is this weird, dude? I'm like, I was just thinking that, like, over the intercom. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, just keep going. So then we pull up, and there's all these vehicles, Humvees, 7 tons, everything, all lined up right outside, like, where the train station, the tracks were on this side, but on the front side where you would almost walk into the train station.
Yeah.
All these vehicles are lined up, and they're all running. Like, you can see the lights of the IR lights on the inside and everything. Dude, the Army knew we were coming to, like, relieve them. We thought we were going to do left seat, right seat. They're going to walk us through.
They were just ready to rip out?
They're all in their vehicles, staged, like, rolling. My lieutenant hops out, meets their lieutenant. They talk for a couple of minutes. Does one of these, whatever guys were standing out there, get in the vehicle.
There you go.
The whole convoy takes off. My lieutenant's standing there. Then my gunny was out there at that point, a couple other staff NCOs, and I'm watching. My MPG's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is weird. Like, this doesn't seem right. Climbs back up the truck, plugs back in his comm helmet. He's like, well, I guess it's ours now. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they're out. And I'm like, what do you mean they're out, sir? And he's like, yeah, the Army's like, there's no left seat, right seat. They just said, good luck. And it's ours now. So we take over the train station, right? And we're just, sitting there and do our security. We got mortar teams with us. We got grunt unit, all that stuff. We're there for a little while. And we get a call one day of a resupply from the CH-53s. They're going to come in and drop, like, chow and water for us. So we get the call. They're like, hey, a couple minutes out, lock up hatches. Everybody hunkers down, secures everything. And we hear the birds, like, as soon as we see them coming, we're locking everything up. And they just pop, come right over the top. These motherfuckers, first off.
Drop it.
Ting!
Yep.
Dude.
Hey, tactical, baby.
That pallet of water was scattered, like 200 yards. Dude, MREs were just blowing up everywhere. The craziest part, I opened the hatch, and I open it up, and there's this kid staring at me. And he's just like standing there staring. I'm like looking at him, and I look down one way, and I opened the hatch up all the way and I looked down the other way. The Army never filled the HESCO barriers surrounding the train station. So when the birds came in,
knocked them straight over.
And it dominoed, and the whole thing, our whole perimeter, it was empty the whole entire time we were sitting there.
We had
great? No idea.
Aren't they the best? America's fighting force.
Yeah, you want to talk about awkward? We're all just sitting there like, assalamu alaikum. Like,
good evening, neighbor.
Just give us a minute. Give us a minute.
Tomorrow, this is going to look way different.
Yeah, the timeout. So it was a shit show. Then we're up like, dude, all night for days, security, filling HESCOs, like things Army, like leaving us high and dry like that. But yeah, that was an interesting time. Like this kid like kicks a soccer ball into over the HESCO barrier and just the whole thing fell over. We had no idea.
They're the best.
I watched a recon team get attacked by this pack of dogs and hit. It was one of those things where I was watching.
That was the only shots I took in that whole moment.
You had dogs there?
Trash dogs.
Dude, when we got to hit, you can tell where every unit was in the city.
Based off
patrolling at night. Just dogs would be lighting up. So within 2 weeks, it was crickets. There was not a single dog barking anywhere. But before the eradication of the shit dogs.
Right.
I'm sitting one day and I'm watching. There was the train station. There was shit milk. We called it Milk Lake or whatever. It was just this lake of death. Yeah. And then it was like a road, and then it went up on this hill because we were there for the elections, the very first election. So that's what our job was. We took over and had to do the polls and dip the fingers, and all that to give the Iraqis their freedom and all that bullshit. And so,
probably good that did.
I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there and I'm watching this recon team. They're all like
tactical as fuck.
Yeah, like they got their long guns in their packs, of course. And they got all this shit. I'm like,
they're gonna go home and look at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, I'm like, look at these douchebags. Like,
exactly.
And I look, and there's like this pack of just dogs, like
the shit dogs,
not like little Mexico Chihuahua dogs. Like
this is
dogs.
Like, we also fight mountain lions.
Yeah,
dogs.
We've been fighting since forever. And so these dogs are on this side of the hill, these team of recon, and they're all like lined out. And I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, I like tell my crewman and my lieutenant, I'm like, yo, you guys are going to see this. And we're all watching. And sure as shit, dude, this main dog like stands up and is like, you can tell he's like sniffing. And I'm like, it's about to go down. Dude, this pack of dogs starts working its way up. And as soon as they make eye contact, it was like, on, and this recon team was not ready.
Not ready for it.
Dude, and these guys just turned, and these dogs are just, you could hear this, and these guys are just running. They got long guns hanging. They got all these packs and shit. They chased this fucking recon team all the way back as far as we could see, just ran out of there. These dogs all come back, tails curled.
Just proud of themselves.
Just proud as shit. We're like, get a boys. Yeah, we were cheering for the dogs for sure. Our recon team was badass, but yeah, dude, it was hilarious just watching it all unfold.
Well,
I was like,
I mean,
here we
that's just
go.
It's like the simple things that you're going to find such pleasure in. Like watching you run away from a fucking probably rabies-infested dog.
Oh, 100%. Like, those things, some of them were wild, man.
They're so gross.
Everywhere. I got, one of the only fun things I got to do was go on a patrol with a K9 unit.
Dude, watching those dogs work's insane.
These ones were shit.
Oh, and attached to the AAV, guys.
They were tracks. Like we're getting like.
What do you guys need a dog for?
Well, it was like, hey, you got to go with these engineers. I'm like, what the fuck's an engineer? Like, like why do I have to?
Like smart people?
Yeah. And so, dude, we got to go out and they had a Brody, my old service dog. I named it after this dog. It bit the shit out of me in Iraq. Actually, the first time I got introduced to this dog. I come out of we had these bunkers built. I come out and this guy just showed up and they're like, yo, Bam, this dog humps on command. It humps on command. I'm like, nah, it doesn't. They're like, oh, it's badass. The guy's like, yeah, stick your leg out. I'm like, and he gives it like this command and it like tries to hump my leg, but the leash is all wrapped around it. And he's like, no, hold on. And everyone's like, wait, dude, you gotta watch. It's hilarious. So he like undoes the leash and he's like, and he does this command and this fucking dog just. Dude, I got a little bird calves as it is, so it fit like my whole
it got every bit
leg in its mouth. Dude, I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. I was limping. It fucked me up bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I find pleasure in watching those dog bite videos.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Like, I hung out with a girl for a little bit. She was a dog trainer, training on bites, and it's like, you want to put a suit on? No. But I want to watch it.
Oh, for
sure. I
sure.
want to watch it all day. I'll root that dog on all day long. Cop videos, cut the dog. I'll watch it all day. I don't care. I don't even care if the guy's in the wrong or in the right.
Dude, if I was a canine cop.
Dog. Yeah, real quick. You're not even going to hear me warn you once. Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Get him. Like,
watching a dog chew.
I love watching any dogs work.
It's awesome.
We've gone hog dogging and stuff. Yeah. Like, we've seen them, the whole different variety of dogs.
We had some pretty good dogs in Afghan, like at the embassy when I was there for doing that. And we had this one dog. His name was Blue. It was a pit bull, the most beautiful pit bull to this day I've ever, like, I loved this dog. I actually have a picture of it. So the front gates right outside, like Masood Circle at the embassy, you know, to go into the front gate, you have the big poles.
Yeah.
Well, they got the rope on them so you can pull them back down. One night I'm fucking with this dog. Dude, keep in mind, this is the U.S. Embassy.
And they had a pit.
They had all kinds of dogs, bro. They were just
dope, though.
It was badass. I mean, and we instantly bonded. So I would, like, every night that dude was on post, he would just come find me and just give me his dog. Like, it was literally like having your own pet companion in Afghan.
That'd be pretty fun. That'd be awesome.
I'm fucking with this dog at the front gate, and I got him all worked up, and he's just like going crazy. I'm talking, dude, his head was like
a pumpkin.
He had like a 20-inch skull on him, and I got that rope because there were the big, thick, like, you know, rope to pull the front gates up and down at the embassy, and I got him all riled up, but those things have like those giant concrete blocks that counterbalance it. Dude, he grabs it and I let go. Dude, this fucking pit bull is...
They don't let go, though.
But he's doing like the... Where his body's... Yes. And I'm laughing so hard. I can't... The dog trainer's like, yo, get him down. Dude, this dog's just 20 feet in the air.
And he's not letting go either.
I couldn't even breathe, bro. I'm on it. He's like, fuck, dude.
I'm sorry. He's like, you can't hang out with my dog anymore.
And he's got to, like, unlock the gate because I'm outside of the perimeter. I'm outside of the last gate of the embassy. And so you can hear him trying to undo the lock, and he goes running out, pulls it down. Dude, I get a call immediately in the shack, like, get your ass up here. Like, they show me this picture. He showed me this security camera, and there's this fucking pit bull, like 20 feet in the air, and I'm just bent over laughing. I was like, hey.
Can I get a copy of that, please?
Oh, God, bro. It was one of the funniest moments. I ended up getting fired shortly after that, but it was one of those moments, dude, with that dog. Like, I have a picture with me in Afghan with this dog. It went with me everywhere. But
were you contracting then?
Yeah.
At that point? Nice.
Yeah. I was the biggest turd of a contractor ever, bro. I took nothing serious. Like,
well, that's the problem is everybody thinks contract, and then they think, oh, tactical. Not always. Like 99% of it aren't.
It was so stupid.
Like, I know a buddy that he's been a private contractor. He's going to retire. He's like 38. He's made well over millions.
Oh, for sure.
He comes back like 2 weeks a year and goes back.
That's nice.
Oh, man. He's paid. He's like, all he does is fix his equipment, fixes stuff.
Yeah, dude, it'd be like a generator mechanic or something like that, or
like
an AC.
To have a mechanical skill set.
Oh, and be a contractor. If you didn't have a family, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
Well, and
drone
like,
pilots
now because the money's back again. You know, prior like 2012, 13, 14, when it was like, oh, you can go over and make like 100 G's. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's about what I was doing, I think.
But what about them 300K contracts?
Yeah, where are those?
You know, like gone are those. But they're kind of coming back a little, but not. I mean, you can make a good living. Most of it's tax free. That's the nice part.
It's not though. You have to spend
certain amount of time.
Don't quote me on it, but I want to say it was like 280 days a year out of the country. So dudes like, so if you come back and swipe, you have to, even like our rotation, we're 105, 35 here. But that's what they tell you. You think it's tax free. It's not. I had to pay Afghan taxes. Dude, I had my work visa, my work Afghan visa, because you get it all in there. And your
Afghan taxes?
Yeah.
What is that, like fucking 7 rupees?
Dude, your paychecks were fat paychecks, but like you look through them and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
why am I paying?
Because you're doing the math off your hourly, and like you're trying to add it all up. And back then we had like electric time cards, so you'd log in and everything.
Just log in, do you think?
Dude, like you do the math at work because you're sitting on shift at night, waiting for nothing to happen. You add it up and you get your paycheck. You're like, this is not even close. It's like a kid. Like if your first paycheck, you're like, I'm so rich. Then you get it.
I worked 40 hours and I make $8, so I'll get what are taxes?
Yeah, that's what it was like on contract. So I don't quote me on how many days you have to be gone, but a lot of guys would fly to like some other countries that weren't falling under the U.S. There was like a loopholes.
Oh yeah,
but I'm like by the
on
time
their vacation, like in between,
instead of coming back to the States, you would go to there,
fly the wife out, and go on a vacation.
By the time you do all that, it's like. Right. I'm just going home. So, but I ended up getting fired, so I didn't have to worry about any of that shit. But
how was the embassy in Kabul though? Is it nice? Like, is it a nice building, or is it kind of an Afghani building?
No, the embassy was dope, dude. Yeah. Well, so they had two embassies. They had the old original embassy, then they built a new one, which was inside the compound as well. So,
same compound though, still. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, nice.
It was, dude. That was one of the shittiest jobs working in Afghan on that contract. It sucked. Like, you had security for the embassy. You're treated as a cockroach.
You're a turd. Mm-hmm. And it's all these dignitaries and staff assistants that they, in their mind, they think because they went to Georgetown that they're brilliant.
But they're like 21-year-old kids, 22-year-old kids. Had a job. I think so. You have the embassy, or had the embassy, I guess, and you had the outer perimeter, but then there was this alleyway that went down the back of the embassy, and then there was all these little mini, they're like big homes in a way, but those were other countries' embassies, like Mongolia and all these
not like the prime countries.
Yeah, they were just little mini embassies. Well, dude, like they throw ragers. If people knew what tax dollars paid the parties at embassies,
that's what you were saying.
Fucking, I'm talking wasted. Diplomatic people wasted, trashed at the embassies. They would fly all night. You're standing on post, the fucking inside the barracks, like the tower or the apartments is just like, dude,
because like they have the I&I guys there too, so they have the Marine House,
which I never ever remember really seeing them. Like,
I wonder if because that's like an active combat zone, they don't have like the Marine House, like
I'm sure they did,
but like you know what I mean, like it's not like
they weren't anywhere where we were.
That's what I mean.
That's
like
for sure.
They're not the same, like, they're not in their dress blues. They're, like, in camis, like, on posts.
Yeah, they were somewhere, but we never dealt with them. And, but yeah, dude, they would get fucked up. And
In country.
Then we would, like, one of the shitty posts, you're on this back little alleyway, because there was all Afghani military and stuff, so we had to watch those dudes.
Of course.
There'd be, like, these 3 or 4 drunk ambassadors, staff assistants, whatever they were, young women trashed, and these steps
to be kidnapped.
Dude, the little post that they'd make you sit in was tiny.
Oh, it was, it looked just a shack.
It had a fridge, and it was just a shack. It was like a little table and a green notebook for your notes. Yeah. But it looked down the wall that down this alleyway, and then we had another guy at the other end on another post, so we can monitor everything that was going on the backside of the embassy.
Right.
These women would be so trashed from partying. It'd be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They come stumbling up to the shack because that was the only way out. Was the shortcut, and I'd be like, "Ladies, you probably shouldn't walk down this alleyway." They're like, "What?" And the steps were like those steel contractor steps.
Perfect.
So you.
Just waiting.
They would just fall down them every time. So you're down there helping them. And they would just wobble their way down into the dark, into these alleys in the Afghan. And we'd be like, what the fuck? We'd be calling
like U.S. staff? Or they weren't
all different
countries?
U.S.
So they were just
they had all kinds of accents.
Heading wherever?
They just wanted to go party at another embassy.
Jesus.
Dude, we'd be standing in the front gate because my buddies were canines. And I'd be out there chilling with them like on your time off. Some chick would just come running in with her little iPod, pull out her ID, and I'm like,
she's over there PTing off base,
out running around town in downtown Kabul, like just exercising. I'm like, you're gonna end up on Al Jazeera getting your head cut off with a spoon and some kid doing it.
Dude, that's so weird. Like that level of like complacency.
And here we are, like
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm over here, like okay, let's do we got visual? Do we got a flyover?
Bro, they're so
they're just complacent.
Clueless. I don't even.
You know what? Because they haven't had to. They think that the embassy is like.
Safe.
It's, this is perfect. Yeah, It's probably dangerous out there. They haven't seen anything.
It was a different world. I've never experienced anything like that.
Wild.
Like, because we were living in Karzai's. He had these generals, and they built like these. They were called them villas, but they were almost like apartments, but they're really tall and straight up. And so we lived in those, and it was us. I believe the CIA, and then X at the time, or whatever. Blackwater ended up changing their name to
Academy.
X. Yeah, it was Academy, then it went to something else.
Oh, did they change it? Yeah.
Or before Academy.
Academy,
It was like a one-letter word or whatever. So it was
Blackwater, and then, what's his last name? V?
Maybe it was V or X or something. So it was us 3 in this compound with Gurkhas.
Dude, those are some bad motherfuckers.
There weren't, dude.
No?
Again, we did not get the top tier Gurkhas. You want to hear about Gurkhas? Bro, okay, let's get into Gurkhas. The history of a Gurkha.
Fascinating.
Warriors.
100%. Cool shit.
Lobbing heads off. They got this cool knife. They guard the Queen of England. Blah, blah, blah. So when I'm doing this research on Gurkhas, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be here with all these warriors. From
Stone cold killers.
Nepal warriors or wherever these dudes are from. The
high mountain apes.
No, dude, this busload shows up of like these farmers with beer bellies and shit, and they have no clue what they're doing. We have to teach them everything. These dudes were so unsanitary. We had to share like community bathrooms with them. They would be in there blowing snot everywhere, leaving shower babies all over the place, bro. And they were, it was the most unsanitary conditions I've ever lived with the Gurkhas. We all had dysentery because of these dudes. I used to call Brett on the phone like, please, just ship me anything. I'm crying because I lost like 20 pounds in 15 days over there. Dudes you could shit through a screen door, dude. Everybody was just throwing, because of the Gurkhas, snot everywhere because they would get off before us. We'd have to debrief and all this stuff. So they would run straight to the showers. And by the time we got in there,
hot water.
Bro, I've never seen so much semen and snot everywhere so these weren't like tier 1, like
that
the
might
Turks.
not even be tier 2.
The embassy was scraping, bro. And these dudes are like doing our watch. We catch them sleeping everywhere. We would just have to give them, I got stuck. I got in trouble. So they made me be a driver for the Gurkhas. You should ask Doc this story.
Oh, Jesus.
And
I love that guy.
So I load up. We're in like these Mad Max buses, and I got stuck, and they load up like 50 Gurkhas on the bench seats in the back of this thing, and I was having a bad day, dude, and I brake checked these guys, and you could hear them just compressed, just stacking. You just hear all the moans and the groans and shit. And I was in trouble, so I was already pissed off. And we kept pulling in the embassy, and I'm fucking like around them,
really throwing them a bit,
slamming into the concrete barriers.
Was Doc a contractor there too?
Dude, that's where Doc and I met.
No,
it was on contract, and dude, these guys get out there like, no more drive. They all complained on me, and I got in more trouble.
No more jerking off in the shower.
Yeah, dude, I was so sick, and like it was horrible. That was horrible living conditions. And then I ended up moving out to the villas because I got in a bunch of trouble, and they shipped me out to the villas to get away from the Gurkhas because I was just, dude, Gurkhas were like my, I hated Gurkhas, man. Like these guys sucked, bro. Like and then we get like a log train to come in, we get resupplied in the little compound, and they're like locusts. I'm like,
oh yeah, they're just gonna fuck.
Yep. So that was my experience with Gurkhas. There were some cool ones there, and I got to get to know, but I'd say 90% of them were like these old farm dudes just and retired, dads. Yeah,
did like 3 years, and then like
they had dad bods and
never
didn't even know how to
anything because like
they were straight farmers. They didn't even know how to use like weapons. We had to train them on how to use basic firearm skills, and so that's why I was like, this sucks. Yeah, because you read up, and we're gonna be getting these Gurkhas and that's like warriors.
So like, there's this dude that I followed him on Instagram for a long time, but he was a Gurkha, and then went to actual British Special Forces and became like an actual legit operator, not a Gurkha attached to, and then got out, retired, and then decided that he wanted to go climb all the tallest mountains in the whole wide world.
Okay.
And so like watching him, it's like, dude, that like same thing. You're like, fucking Gurkha, that dude's a warrior, that guy's a killer, blah blah blah, and then you hear that, you're like, oh. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was the old bait and switch.
Damn.
I mean, these dudes would be like losing. I closed one guy in the gate one night. You know, those gates at the embassy are giant.
And when they're going, they're going.
Well, I would just like, boom, boom. So the gate would just, and like, and so it was like a game. They would look and see who was running the gate. And I'd be like, ready? They'd be like, so they're like diving through the gate because you're bored as shit. Right. Like, what else are you doing in Afghanistan?
You're not patrolling. You're not
doing nothing, bro. So I catch this guy and I really quick and. Dude, the gate like crushes his pack and like half his back, and he's like, it's like 3 a.m. They're doing a shift. He's like, screaming. I'm like, trying to open the gate really fast. I was like, my bad.
Hitting close harder.
I like gave him some candy and shit. I was like, oh, shut the fuck up.
So wait, so what were they there to do? Security or just
they
because
were doing?
Nepal wanted to be involved.
They were kind of security. We were all outer perimeter and mobile, everything, and they were like the ones that were like in the gates and. all the little doors and all that shit internal. Like they would just open it for people, I guess. But yeah, dude, it sucked, man.
Makes
like
you wonder how much they were getting paid
enough
compared to like you guys. Because like exchange rate's got to be something different for like.
Oh, these dudes
you know
are.
what I mean, like, oh,
these
yeah,
dudes
cool.
are banking.
They're gonna come over for like 6 weeks. We're gonna give them $40.
They're coming from some village in Nepal. And
That's
they're in
like
Afghan right now.
$40 and they're good for the year.
Mm-hmm. For sure. They didn't care.
Wild. No, yeah, they were just happy to probably not be freezing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I got.
It is crazy though. Like their hearts have like their hearts are bigger because because they grew up in the high elevation, their hearts pump harder, and that's why they're able to like Sherpa all these mountains and everything because it's like they're acclimatized to that low oxygen. Mm-hmm. So when you bring them down lower to sea level, they get even. Like that's why their whole history is like they wouldn't quit because they're not having to. Their heart wasn't having to pump as hard.
They have to work.
Yeah, and like their chambers have like their hearts are bigger than like the average person's like a fist or something like that.
Yeah.
Theirs is like bigger.
Oh shit!
It just
I didn't
pumps
know that.
through it. Yeah. Again, that was my deep dive down because of this dude's mountain climbing story. I was like, let's learn about the Nepali freaking Sherpas.
Yeah.
Let's go deep dive that for a while.
I was super excited to work with like this other country, these warriors,
Right.
and it didn't work like that at all.
It's a bummer. I met one, and he was attached to it was Sabre. It was pretty much the UK's, or no, it was Germany or UK. It was their Blackwater, and they had a German dude, a Jew, and a Gurkha. It was like a bad joke.
Yeah.
But they were like
Walking you in a bar.
Yeah, this big giant German guy, and then this dude who was like a Krav Maga fighter.
Okay.
And then this little like 5'1", and I'm like,
They're little people.
Who's this guy? And they're like, that's a killer. And I'm like, no, this is on hit too. They were on hit with us, and they would just come and go as they pleased. Mm-hmm. We would fix their vehicles because they were running just like up armored freaking Toyotas.
Yeah.
And they would come in and like bring us like steak and lobsters if we fixed their vehicles because I had the mechanics. But they were like always like, this little guy, like he's a killer. Don't even look him in the eyes, kind of thing. And I'm like, no way. And they're like, I'm scared of him. And I'm like, bro, you are 6'6" in German, and you're scared of this little 5'1". Like,
oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
now,
they
could have been blowing
reputation.
smoke up my ass
For
too.
sure.
But the reputation and the history is like, these are crazy.
We had a couple, like their guys that were in charge were legit,
Right.
and I ended up becoming friends with them. Yeah. I actually have one of their knives. A guy gifted me one of their traditional
nice.
like Gurkha knives. I can't remember the name of it, but it's shaped. It's got a bow to it. But yeah, it was that was a wild time. But they were everybody was sick. Everyone was sick.
That's the worst. I think the only bad thing I got was like some weird like foot fungus from whatever the water is in the showers.
Oh.
Like the crud foot. Mm-hmm. I've still got it. Like it's like probably never gonna go away.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like, well, yay.
It's here.
I'm pretty sure it was actually when we stepped into the hit puddle, like in that creek. It flooded once, so we had to walk across it.
No way, dude.
Probably that.
Dude, anybody that's been to hit knows exactly that smell. Like,
yes.
It was. I thought it was just they just dumped dead bodies in it. But was it like milky white when you were there?
It would depend. So it would be like creamish,
mm-hmm.
and then it would go like dark. Like it was like, oh, everybody dumped their shit. Because all it was their shit creek.
Mm-hmm.
It was their irrigation and runoff and probably dead carcasses of whatever they ate. It was just, who knows, the diseases that were living in that creek.
It smells so bad.
It's, again, I can't eat hummus because of it. Like it's just
really?
Something with that. I don't know if it was like sometime when we drove through it, but it like that garlicky hot shit thing. Mm-hmm. And like some hummus, like store-bought crappy hummus, I can do just fine because it really doesn't have much smell. But like if you go to like an actual like restaurant and
like real traditional hummus, that's weird.
I get it, and I was like, no thanks. Like that was a weird one.
No,
I could probably force myself to do it, but it was like the first time I did it, I was like, I know right where I'm at right now.
Really?
Yeah, super weird.
That's interesting.
And it was it was that train station. Like, because we would drive by, we would either go, if we weren't going to the train station, we'd go through town, go up to that mosque, to the cop through town, or we'd take a right, go out that road for like 25 miles, and we had another cop out there at a school.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that was, I zipped around there. Like I said, I was trying to get those guys into a firefight any way I could.
What main road was that? Was that like bronze or mobile?
Yeah, bronze. Yeah, bronze and gold were my two. No, not gold. Bronze.
Uranium?
No, what was the main one that went to? I think it was just bronze. Bronze went from Ramadi to Haditha. I think that was bronze. And then I don't even know. I can't even remember all the roads. Yeah. I know everybody knows Route Bronze. Because that was like when we would go to not Bagram, but Al-Assad.
Al-Assad.
Bro, anytime I'd be like, oh, we got to go to Haditha. I'd be like, grab your swim shorts, boys. We're going to stop at Al-Assad for a few hours and stock up.
Yep.
Get some chow. Go to the swimming
They had a
pool.
basket of robins there.
Yeah, they had everything.
Everything. We'd go back to resupply there. We weren't allowed. Did you guys stay at Tent City?
So we had our own little like motor pool up. So it was like an old abandoned. It was an air wing, like an air.
Okay.
Like a not like a full enclosed one, but it was just. So we had when we finally were like ripping out, they gave us rooms in where RCT-5 and like all like in the main part of the base. We had like little like 5-man like little Quonset hut things, but all our gear when we'd come in, it would be like we'd park at the chow hall. One person sat in the truck with all the weapons, and then somebody would bring them chow. And it was always like, who's drawing short straw? So it was like, we never really like stayed, but we would just roll around the whole base. Anywhere we wanted to go, all right, we're going to the pool. Cool. Who doesn't want to swim? I don't want to swim. Cool, you're on gear
that's
watch.
where they had Carl's Jr.
Yeah, they had Burger King.
Burger King, not Carl's Jr. Burger King, Baskin and Robbins.
What was that coffee? They
didn't have
green bean coffee. I mean, it's like every base.
That was pre us.
Yeah.
So we were staying at Tent City over by Flight City. By the flight line, not Flight City, by the flight line.
So you guys were way out there.
And so we would steal a bus, those little buses.
The one that for some reason they all said Wagner loves cock on every one of them. Like every bus that was carved in somewhere.
Dude, we would, that's where, because we would have any of our vehicle maintenance, we were over by the flight line.
Right.
And that's when I found out that the Army had a supply lot over there, and they had those black fleeces.
Oh, the bears? The black bear ones?
Yeah, and I cut a hole in the fence one night, and I went in there, and they had all of them labeled, and I just started hucking larges, extra larges, and two extra larges over the fence because we couldn't get through the hole we cut. Right. So we're throwing them because my buddies blew his engine on his track, and so we were over there, and so we stocked them. We filled everything in there, and then we ran. We were the only. Everybody was asking like where we got them. But then we had the little tool, the little safety wire pliers. That lock, and then he has a little thing you pull, and
close it right back.
So we sealed back up the gate. So whenever we needed it, we just go back and reopen it, and we would just. Staff would be like, "Yo, bam." Give me one. We'd be like, what's your size? I'm taking size orders. But, yeah, dude, Al-Assad, that's when.
That base is huge, too. Like, you don't realize it. It's like 14 minutes just to get, once you go through the first checkpoint, and then you got like 14 minutes before you get to another checkpoint. It's like.
They didn't have any checkpoints when we were there. It was just, they would lay Abrams tank block in the road, and then they just had speed bumps, and that's what like would just slow you.
Oh yeah.
So we would. There was main side.
They were a little bit more worn down by that.
Yeah, there was main side Al-Assad. That's where the Burger King, Pizza Hut, the PX, and all that shit was there. We were fucking all over by the flight line on the other side. So Mongolian grill. Yeah, they had a Mongolian grill there. God, dude. We used to go to the chow hall with a grenade box. My crewman, I'd make him carry this grenade box, and they had the hua bars. Those
the freaking
apple cinnamon hua bars
and stuff. They're delicious.
We would stock that up with hua bars, brown sugar Pop-Tarts, and Rip-Its. So every time we go back, we would just carry a grenade box to the chow hall. And then one day, the crusty like colonel or whatever was standing out there like knife-handed people, tried to yell at me one day. I was like, "Fuck off, dude!" Like I haven't had a hot chow.
We got constantly because we'd go in there and like if we didn't have anybody, like everybody's hungry. We only got a half hour.
Yep.
All right, take your rifles in. And like constantly, like, who the fuck are these dirty motherfuckers? I mean, I'm like, they're in clean. They have laundry, and I mean just dirty camis. My hair's probably as long as it is right now.
We had to wear gaiters because we weren't shaving or anything.
That was the big one. And they'd be like, take your gaiter off, and we'd be in like frog suits and like the fire retardant stuff. It's like, why aren't you wearing all your gear? You don't have name tags on your frog gear. It's like because it's on my flak jacket. You fucking pogue, Like, but same thing, we'd go through and be like, all right, everybody gets a handful of something. So like, you're on honey buns, you're on freaking peanut butter.
Grab those packs of peanut butter.
Had to.
What a Spunkmeyer blueberry muffins.
The muffins, and then
the flat cinnamon rolls.
Had to. you just, I mean,
you know when you were coming back.
That's it. And it's like, that's a morale booster.
You want to talk about morale, like, dude? When you get back to your vehicle and you know you're leaving base and you got a case of cinnamon buns
and you get snacks.
I don't care. Send me on a fucking suicide mission. I got a blueberry Otis Spunkmeyer muffin. I don't give a fuck.
Amazing how
I'm good.
The smallest things.
Yeah.
Change the whole day.
Yep.
It could be the worst convoy ever. Be like, fuck, we had 3 breakdowns, but I got a honey bun.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's a good day.
Oh, Vic's down. Yeah. Everybody just start opening up wrappers. You just hearing the wrappers in the back.
Calling on the radio. Is that static? No, I'm like eating a honey bun on the radio.
Ate half your supply, get back to Haditha.
Before we made it out.
Yeah, dude, do you remember leaving from like Haditha? Okay, so this is funny that you know this. So going from like Haditha back to Al-Assad, you were in the middle of nowhere driving forever.
Yeah.
This is a crazy story. I fell asleep, and we were the rear Vic. It was me and my crewman. My lieutenant had already gone back, so it was just us two. So we took rear Vic. We're in a convoy. Something goes down, and we're in the middle. And it's that stretch where like you would just see like a random kid walking, and you're like, "The fuck's this kid doing out here?" You know, no civilization for hours. Something happens. I don't know if it was like a false IED. Maybe that's what it was. We fall asleep. I was like, "Yo." Brinkman was my crewman. I was like, "Hey, you got it. I'm taking a nap." And we open I'm sitting on the top of my vehicle in the hatch.
You guys were on like a halt?
Completely halted.
I thought you meant like he's driving. You're just like,
no,
good night.
Oh, I fell asleep all the time driving, like middle of the night. I'm swerving off the roads.
Never.
And I got to start there. Anyways, I have the hatch open. You know, the Amtrak, it's like a big bowl for the hatch, so you can just get inside of it, and you get your flak just right. It props you up, and you can fall asleep. Sun's out. Dude, we haven't slept in forever. I'm out. Dude, all of a sudden, I'm out. I go, there's no one around.
They left.
Gone. I look over my crewman. Actually, it would have been right here. I look at him. He's assed out. Brinkman. He wakes up like, fucking go. Like, that's the first thing I say. Go. He's looking. He's like, what happened? I'm like, go. And he just unlocks it. Dude, we're ripping through gears, 4th gear, 5th gear lockout, whatever an Amtrak has, I don't remember, but screaming. Whee! And it's not like I could be on the radio like,
hey, where are you?
Hey, where'd you guys go?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah,
we're done. Dude, we're flying. I'm talking like 15 minutes of wide open pinned. And then the road kind of wide.
Yeah, because it went through into the desert on the left.
Yes. So we see where all the track, when the tracks turn, leave the rubber in the road. Yeah. I'm like, go. Drift the corner, and we drive for like another 5 minutes better. We're like 20 minutes out, dude. Flying. I look through and I can see the tracks, the vehicles going, and dude, we just get right back in the line.
Bro.
Never said a word. Never said a word.
The funny thing is, you guys wouldn't even have been in trouble. Technically.
I mean, some dude could just walked up and
slit our throat. Yeah, you might have been dead.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, look at these guys looking for a cock to fly out of the air.
Yeah. You imagine this
is mine now. I haven't now.
We're the captain now. Yeah, bro. That was one of those like, oh shit moments where you wake up and your convoy's gone and we're sitting there like,
you're
we're
awake
done
real quick.
We are done.
That's so wild. Like,
that was going back from like Haditha, Barwana
It's a long
to
drive though. That's the thing. Like you don't really think about it. It's like
it's not even just that it's a long drive. It's like you're stopping. You're stopping every 20 minutes for 30 to 40 minutes. There's an IED in the road, and you're like, "There's no fucking IED. Just go."
Like we haven't had an IED all fucking deployed.
Go, and then they got to wait for EOD. EOD's backed up. Yeah. That shit sucked.
It's not. It's literally the MRE I threw out yesterday.
Yeah, shit in that Gatorade bottle 3 weeks ago. It's the same one.
Notice it's brown.
Yeah, God. Yeah, that was a scary moment.
Yeah, that. Especially in 05. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, yeah. Like, I'm thinking, I'm trying to imagine in 08, I'm like, I would have probably just, like, bought a house there or something. No, but, like, we had to, on our 7 tons, for, like, that last one, when I attached up to the Haditha Dam platoon, I was now no longer the lead dog anymore because there was staff sergeants and sergeants who still had never deployed, but it was like, whatever, this is their show. So I'll be the good, NCO. Become lead gunner or like the front front gun truck commander, anything like that. But we had to, so they were really heavy into like running 7 tons. I didn't run 7 tons. I was like
worst.
Straight security down south. Now they were doing like actual like truck platoon stuff. And it was like, okay, we got the minesweepers on the front of these vehicles. Fuck those things. But you want to see kids get out of the way and give them a little love tap if they're moving too slow in the road. Like we're going like 4 miles an hour and this guy's walking in the middle of the road. I'm like, yo, hit him with the fucking minesweeper. Hit him and then shift it sideways. Hit him, sits on it, fucking fling him sideways.
Fling people off. Those things are intimidating as they are. Like, dude, if you didn't know what it was.
They're scary. Yeah, if you're looking at it, you're like, what in the fuck? Because we had them all lit up, too. They all had lights on the front. It's like, yo, you see it coming at you, you're like, that's mean looking. Like, whatever is coming at me is scary.
Yeah.
But, dude, again, no anythings. They got so bored to the point to where the gunners would, like, if a vehicle didn't get off the road, they were just shooting pen flares at them. Just shit
pen flares, dude. I shot probably 1,000 pen flares. I shot pen flares at everything. I said,
hey, it's not your money.
Yeah.
Give them a warning. Like, oh, shit.
Dude, we had clusters. The big pop
ones.
clusters. You'd shatter a windshield. You hit a car with one of those.
Easily. But that was it. That was the whole Geneva Convention. I was like, you got to give them a warning. Had to flag. So it'd be like, you'd see our gunner.
Second deployment.
Our gunner would be like, okay, he'd have his pen flare and he'd be like,
yeah.
Give him a warning.
Yeah. That was crazy. The rules of engagement, how everything changed from military age male with a shovel on a dirt bike, kill on sight, and then it goes to wave a flag at him,
shoot a pen flare,
shoot a cluster, and 3 warning shots into the ground, 3 into the grill, then into the drivers, then you can go to windshield.
By that time, it's like they're here,
and you expect the Marine to do that in a checkpoint.
Yeah, like
three or four snake barriers,
and they're closing 300 yards in 8 seconds.
And
like, you're not getting that. You're not getting that fast. And so we started skipping. It's like flag, somebody else flare. So like if we had 2 guys, it's like unless you really gunner. Like if we were on a stop or like a checkpoint, it was like, all right, one guy would, as soon as a vehicle came around the corner, he flagged right away, real quick. And then if they kept like within like seconds, it's like pen flares. Don't even care about the clusters, and then just start shooting engine blocks because it's like I'm not gonna let you guys get hurt.
Like they're just trying to get dudes killed.
100%. That's
you're in a war zone, and you want me waving a flag at some dude that can't even read.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other one is like, oh, we had
the
warning signs painted, and it's like, first off, they can't read,
and there's 50 different dialects over here.
Like I'm pretty sure we probably offended his mother with that sign.
Oh, for sure. Well, dude, we sent a couple of our guys. One of my boys to this day, dude, he goes and spends like months in this Arabic class, and we get over there, and he starts talking, and they're like looking at him. It was a completely different dialect.
Perfect.
And it was like, what are we doing? And then they have these signs that are like, nobody's stopping. This motherfucker doesn't know what
he can't read.
Can't read.
They literally, the flag is probably more efficient.
Yeah,
like
they're just staring at it, so you distract them for a minute. Right. God, bro, the rules of engagement were wild over there.
And you're right. They were a hindrance to where it's like, I'm shocked more people didn't get.
Oh, for sure.
Because of those rules. Like,
for sure.
I understand, like, okay, you're trying to, like, you don't want collateral damage and you don't want the Wild West again. Like, that was, that was probably bad publicity. But it's like, first off, we shouldn't have been there anyways. But.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm okay with Afghanistan. I'm not okay with Iraq.
So why? What's the difference?
Just because the actual, like, terrorism cells that were actually confirmed in like the 90s in Afghanistan, I'm good with that. Like I'm all right with us going in and fucking them up as like a retaliation. I'm good with that. Iraq, I never could get. I was going to cash those paychecks, but it was one of those like, who are we fighting? Who are the, why are we here? Why
the Mujahideen.
Why did we just destabilize a country just to fuck it up even worse? Yeah. And like I don't know. I couldn't wrap my head around Iraq. I understand that there were threats there. There's threats fucking everywhere you go, but I just couldn't.
I mean, invade somebody else's country.
That's it. Like I just couldn't do it. Like Iraq never sat well with me. Afghanistan, I can justify in my own way. I mean, but again, I said it the day we pulled, or like probably months before we pulled out of Afghanistan, like 2 years. I was talking to a buddy. I said, nobody will ever win Afghanistan. You will never take that country.
Fuck no.
The Russians couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
Genghis Khan. I mean,
Genghis Khan. Nobody can take that country. That is their
rooted
dirt. Yeah, they know the mountains. The best we can do is hope to stay alive and give them a good fight. But Yeah.
It's interesting, man. I've talked to a lot of veterans about.
Yeah, I never liked Iraq.
Some guys they're set that we were there for making a difference. And
find me the weapons of mass destruction.
That's what I'm saying.
I never
see.
But again, I'm not privy to all that either. I was, me ape, me do this kind of thing.
Yeah, we're just
so it was like do what we're told. But again, it was.
But we did a lot of good.
Yes.
There was a lot of good that happened in Iraq. As far as helping the communities and hearts and minds and all that bullshit. But yeah, man, like looking at at this stage of my life, it would be tough for me. Like if I had a son, it would be tough for me to support him joining the military.
Oh yeah,
period.
I've told countless of my parents' friends that they have high school age kids. They're just graduating. They're like, "Hey, he's thinking about joining the military. Will you talk to him?" I'm like, "Sure, absolutely.
Yep.
I'd love to talk to him. Join the Coast Guard."
But it's so hard, dude, being a Marine.
I know.
I'm so torn because
I'm proud when I hear people are like, "Hey, I'm joining the Marines." I'm like, "That's badass."
Yeah, good for you.
What are you doing? What job? "Oh, I'm going to the infantry." Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it might be a little bit different now.
That's where I'm so torn, and it's so iffy because
it's not an active wartime anymore.
Even if it was, let's say this Ukraine shit pops off, or Russia pops off, right? North Korea. What for what?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go send my son to go fight in trenches.
That's not our fight. That one I would never support any of our troops going to.
But
I understand.
But find me a war that's been justified, legitimately. We know 9/11 was us. I'm gonna say I'm a tin hatter on that, right? We could blame it on whoever we want.
I'm still trying to believe it wasn't. But I mean, you were in New York when that happened.
Yeah.
I remember waking up for school.
I was in
and
class.
Seeing the videos, and I was waking up that morning to go to school.
Yeah.
When Tower 1 got hit, my mom woke me up, and it was first off, woman, I have 4 hours till school. Nice try, and then Tower 2, and it's something's fucking changed.
Yep.
But you're right, a lot of it doesn't add up.
But it was a good way to get us bring the country together and rah.
I'll say, dude, G-Dub, that was probably the best. We're gonna get you. We're gonna find you, and we're gonna get you. It's
yeah, I mean, the whole country had goosebumps, and that's where all of us were sign me up.
That was 1,000%. The patriotism level was yes, and that was what it was. I knew I was going to join the military after. Yeah. I was not going to go to college. I didn't necessarily know it was going to be the Marines, but if I'll still tell people join the Coast Guard.
100%. Or the Air Force.
Go to the Air Force. Join the Coast Guard. Hell, join Space Force. Yeah, you might get bullied a little bit, but you're going to have a really good quality of life after.
God, you're not a Marine.
I know. And
that's the tough part.
And that's the thing is, there are some, I've met a few, my, one of my really good childhood friends is a wrestling coach.
Yeah.
So then you see some of the apes that he trains, and you're like, oh, that one's joining the Marines. I'm like, that checks out.
Yeah.
He'll do fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just weird.
Dude, it doesn't even matter who you are. You talk to these Navy SEALs and Green Berets, and they're like, oh, I'm so cool. Right. And you're like, so tell me the story how you were going to join the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Just to piss them off a little bit.
All of them, bro. Well, I don't care what title you have. You're not a Marine at the end of the day.
The funny thing is they all have great stories about how I love working with Marines because they have dog shit equipment and they still are like, fuck, let's go. And you know what I mean? You hear
that's
all
what
these
it comes
operators.
Down to, dude.
It's you're doing the most with less. And whether or not we're not tier 1 guys. We're not super cool fucking.
Just Marines.
Just dudes.
Yeah. Dirtiest minds, cleanest. What was Ronald Reagan's wife say? Cleanest bodies or uniforms or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's the tough part. It's you knowing and been through what we do and what we've done, the customs, the courtesies, the traditions. That's what separates the Marine Corps from any other branch. I don't care how prideful you are in any branch. You will never have the honor, the traditions, everything that the Marine Corps just beats into you.
Oh yeah,
and it's so bad.
You're gonna learn to love it, and we're gonna make sure you love it.
100%.
You don't have a choice.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I hated the Marine Corps. I wanted nothing to do with it. But then, obviously, I've done my time, back into it, whatever.
Right.
But it's dude, you talk to, we'll go places, especially being with Wishes and being around vets. Brett will even be like, God, nobody compares to Marines. When it comes to brotherhood, camaraderie, traditions, and it's just, you can tell there's so much of a difference that's instilled in us. And I hope it's still like this in the Marine Corps. And that's what every branch has this whatever, right? Cool. But at the end of the day, the traditions of the Marine Corps run so deep. No other branch can touch that.
Yeah, I went to the DAV, the Disabled American Veteran, like our local chapter. So a guy that in my group, my therapy group, was like, "Hey, Marine Corps birthday, what are you doing for the birthday ball?" I was like, "Fucking nothing, probably, dude." He's like, "We're having a dinner. Come to dinner." He's like, "All right, cool. Show up." There was 2 Korean Marines, Korean War Marines.
That's dope,
bro. Oh, I mean, like 1930 somethings on their jackets and shit, like 50 something. I was like, dude, these are some old timers. But it was like, okay, we're all of us have been out, right? I was shocked I wasn't the youngest. By 1 year, I wasn't the youngest. I was
really?
40 years old.
Yeah.
And I was going to have to almost be the youngest to eat cake. And I was like, never have I had to do that. But there was a guy younger. But it was like, same thing. It's like the traditions. It's like, oh, man, that dude in his mind is still right there.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking, what is it? What was Korea, 52?
Like
Something like that, 58, 52, something like that, a long time ago. And this guy still, in his mind, can remember the frickin', Halls of Montezuma, everything. They sing it all the way through, and it's like,
oh, the whole Marine Corps hymn.
Oh, the whole hymn.
Yep.
And they knew it all, everything. It's like, oh man.
My grandma used to call me after I joined the Marine Corps. She would call me on the Marine Corps birthday and sing me the Marine Corps hymn. My grandma.
Yeah, dude, that's it, exactly.
You know, that's just it's wild, and that's what's so hard, and where I'm torn. Like, I wouldn't support any of my kids going into the military, but it's like, fuck, if you're gonna be that stubborn asshole, you better go be a Marine.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, politically wise, why are we in this war? Can we justify it? Does it make sense? Like, are we just gonna send our
Are we just gonna
our kids over to
another
this
generation?
Exactly.
Dude, that's well, and you know, I was thinking about that is like, if we go to war now, we're gonna be exactly how we were in 01, 02. There were no war fighters.
There's no war fighters.
There were no seniors who knew what they were doing. It's going to be 1 to 2 years of learning on the fly and casualties.
Yeah, good luck.
Because it'll be all over TikTok.
Well, dude, I was watching these TikTok videos of these like corporals and sergeants carrying their chicks down the Marine Corps. Yeah. That video, motherfuckers have one. I'm like, these dudes are screwed.
Dude, they don't even nowadays. They don't even get the National Defense Ribbon.
Yeah,
when they graduate boot camp.
You see these groups
slick.
Yeah, these guys are. I see these group pictures on TikTok, videos and stuff with Marine Corps. I'm watching. There's not one warfighter in the whole entire platoon.
No, they're like, maybe their first sergeant, and he deployed when he was.
Those were our guys. Yeah, now we're retiring.
Dude, that's the weird thing. My boots are all like, I got like 2. Oh, I'm retiring next year. I'm like,
my sergeant I just had a conversation.
I would have retired last month if I would have stayed in.
Yeah, mine was.
I'm glad I didn't.
January.
I'm glad I didn't.
January.
Well, yeah, and then like Charles, we both know.
He just got out.
Just got out and retired. And
this January would be January 12th would be my retirement.
Oh man, that's wild. Yeah, right.
I'm good.
100%.
Yeah.
I read a post the other day. I don't think my body would have made it. Not gonna lie. I don't think I think.
I don't know. I feel like I fucked my body up even more being out of the military.
Well, you're probably right.
Dumb shit
then
I've
you
done.
gain weight too.
Yeah.
So then it's
for
like,
sure.
At least I was in shape and like running. And
my heaviest, I was in the Marine Corps.
Really?
I was 298 in the Marine Corps. Yeah, dude, it was stupid. Oh. Yeah, I've taled about it. Like, I'm very open with that.
I'm pretty open about it too.
Giant, but yeah. So it's like I'd be getting ready to retire, but dude, I'd much rather live this life.
100%. Yeah, and it's fun. Like I said, I love my history and I love what I've done. But it's like I've had so much more fun not being in the military, and I can look back fondly. But it's like, yeah, but see, if I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have met X. I wouldn't have met Y. I wouldn't know all these dudes.
Wouldn't be sitting here right
Wouldn't
now.
be sitting here. I wouldn't have even done vet trips.
Yep.
Wouldn't even gotten involved with wishes. Nothing. Yeah. And so, honestly, I wouldn't have my property if I hadn't been in the military. So it's like,
well, okay. So you do your deployments and then you transition out. I mean, dude, what was that like?
That was difficult because obviously I had my close group of friends when I left. That.
Your boys.
My boys, and now I come back and they're married and they have kids. And I'm still a single dude. Like, I made it, my goal was stay single while you're in the military. Until you know you're going to make it a career, be single, don't have any distractions. Like, and I was deploying so much, like, I would break up with a chick I was dating before a deployment. Because I didn't want, like, and my whole, like, in my mind was, if I don't come back, you don't have to worry about that. If it's, if you're still single if you're single when I get back, then it's probably meant to be, and they never were. So it's like, it's around the base. Like, she ain't gonna stay single long.
Yeah.
But so I got out, and it was just one of those, like, it took me a while to figure out that you get emotionally stunted when you're in the Marines. like in the military period, because it's like you're on these paths and you go this way, and at a 45 where your friends are still on this straight path that they've got their career, and now you're kind of getting out and starting over. Mm-hmm. So that was tough for me. I was still trying to party, but it was like I didn't have the boys weren't there. So it was like I'm home and it'd be like, oh cool, I have to go to college class, and then I'd go get drunk on like a Friday. It was just, I don't know, it was just weird and not the healthiest transition. But sure. It was like, did that. Eventually it was working for a few electrical contractors and stuff in between college. Finished my associates and was like, fuck. It's kind of one of those shit or go off the pot. I'm making pretty good money working for this union contractor, or I can go to college and just stop working, go full-time to college. My whole goal was, this was still when I was like, rah, like I can do this. I'm going to go work for the Secret Service or the CIA or the FBI. Yep. That was kind of the goal, was get my degrees that I needed. And I'd already met with recruiters. So I was like, okay, I need either a psychology degree or a criminal justice degree. Either one, then I can go to FLETC and get in with a federal agency, continue on with my life. Went to college, had a good time, 3 years, finishing my bachelor's, got degrees in psychology and criminal justice. And my last semester, I was working on all my Secret Service paperwork, mm-hmm. and they're okay, your school seat's a year out. I was like, fuck, a year? Like, I need a job. Like, I'm about to graduate college. I'm losing my GI Bill at this point. I was like, fuck, I need a job. I can't wait a year. And a buddy of mine that I served with like in 2005, who's a gunny now at like the Warfighter College, mm-hmm. puts a job posting on his Facebook and was like, yo, if anybody's looking for a federal job in Yakima, Washington, call this dude. And I'm like,
that's how you ended up back up there?
That's it. I was in Pullman, and I was just like, well, fuck, I have a year to wait. So I call this guy, and he's like, I was like, hey, a buddy of mine posted that you got a federal job. Like, talk to me. What do we got? I need a job. And he's like, well, tell me about you. And we talked for a bit. And he's like, yeah, you'll just come over and you'll be doing like property management for this federal asset. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, you'll coordinate demolitions and constructions and kind of project management, but without the title. And then you'll deal with contractors that are coming in and doing work on our facilities. I was like, okay, what agency are you? I have no idea. I've never heard of the Bureau of Reclamation. He's like, think Grand Coulee Dam and all the water and controlling like irrigation flows. And I was like, oh, okay. I grew up in an ag town. I get what irrigation and need. So I was like, all right, man. I was like, look, here's the deal. I was like, I'm waiting on a school seat for the Secret Service. And he's like, give me a year. Come work. When you got your school seat, you now have your foot in the door. You'll get paid a little bit more because you'll be a quick, they'll have to step you up. And I was like, all right, deal. I'll give you 1 year. So I moved to Yakima, started like 2 weeks after I graduated college. We had it all timed out perfect. And about 9 months into it, I was like, what do I want? Well, one, it was certain administration that it was like, do I want to be Secret Service for that administration?
Yeah, right.
And my body started really like falling apart. I noticed like little bits of like mental health issues that I was like starting to like, because I quit drinking. That was the big one. I quit drinking, and so then I'm starting to notice things. I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to go back into like any sort of combat arms specialty. I was like, plus I have a pretty good job. It's pretty chill. I get a lot of, like flexibility on like working from home when I want. So I just decided to stick it out. And I enjoy working for this agency, just, working with farmers. And
that's where you've been ever since?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
So I've been there for 5 years now, or 4 years, coming up on 5. And because it's a federal to federal, I'm able to buy my military time into my retirement for that. So really I've got like 13 years and I retire with a 30. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I take that route all day.
Yeah, the job's chill. I've learned it to where it's like, everyone's like, well, are you going to apply for other jobs? And I was like, why? Like, I know my job here. Mm-hmm. Why? I'm not trying to chase promotions.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. And that was like when I bought my property, it was like, and I bought my house, it was like, okay, this is my shit or get off the pot. I either chase some promotions or I buy the house and I stay here. And it was like, I found this property and was like, I gotta have it.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope spot.
Dude, I freaking love it. Like, old log cabin, small, it's like 1,200 square feet, surrounded by all the pastures and everything. And it's bordering 100,000 acres of a wilderness area. Just sagebrush, wintering grounds for elk and deer. So it'll never be developed anything past, I'm the end of the road. Nothing will get developed past. So it's like there's no growth past it. So it's just like heaven.
And you found your gardening. You started that
I tried real hard. Yeah. No, it was like, I wasn't very good at it. I still need to figure out tomatoes. Peppers I did really well. Mm-hmm. Peppers I've got gallon Ziploc bags in my freezer because I haven't figured out what to do with them all yet. Peppers did good. Obviously peas, snap peas, all those did really good. Tomatoes didn't do
so much.
Not at all. And then I had a second, so I called that like my main garden, mm-hmm. but then over by the entrance of my property, the former owners had planted wild onions. So they popped up and I was like, oh, cool, I've got onions. Well, I guess maybe I'll build some garden out here. I had my fruit trees out there, and I planted all my pumpkins and squash and everything and corn out there. And corn did okay. The pumpkins and all the gourds were throwing fruits, and I was like, okay, cool. And all of a sudden we had like this weird freak freeze, and everything just died. And I was like, sweet. So that happened.
Yep.
But no, it was fun. I mean, it was like I could see the frustration, but like the whole like going out and just like pulling something off and like eating it and like that's dope. I agree with that, And it's very calming
it's
too.
Great therapy, man.
Yes. Yeah. So calming going out, and I was like trimming and like my Zen time.
Until you look at something that's covered in fucking aphids.
That's 100. It was just one of those like it was so much fun. And it was like one of those like I've never had anything where I could like sit and like look and be like that's mine. I did that. Yeah. So like I've got my cows. And I inherited
chickens. You got everything.
Got chickens. I inherited alpacas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got 5 alpacas.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was experimenting with the potency of some psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay.
I was trying to see how potent they were because I was going to make microdose caps for a guy.
Okay.
So I had to figure out if these are strong or if they're not. Sound logic.
Okay.
Intergalactic off of like one cap.
Did you buy these?
No. I got a phone call from my uncle, and he's like, "Hey, my neighbor has these alpacas.
During what do you think? You're tripping on shrooms?
Yes. What do you think about them?" And I was like, "I'm not buying alpacas." He's like, "No, he'll bring them to you and give them to you for free." I was like, "Let me call you back." He's like, "All right." I get off the phone. I don't know if it was an hour or if it was 5 minutes. I was in the spirit world, and I bring them over. He's like, "Okay, I'll let him know." I woke up the next morning to a text. Hey, we're on our way. I was like, who is what? What do you mean? He's like, oh, I'm bringing those alpacas to you. I was like, the fuck did I do? So I start going through my phone like, so then I had 5 alpacas show up.
That's why you do not answer your phone while you're in the middle of
an intergalactic journey.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they're chill. Like I had the space for them. Like okay. I had this one pasture that the old owners had their goats in, and I hadn't had any. So their goats had ate it down to like nothing. And so come springtime, I was like, okay, all I did was water it and just let it grow. I had like 1.5 foot tall grass in there. And I was if I didn't do that, I was gonna move the cows in there and just kind of rotate them through.
Yeah.
But then it was like, fuck, I've got this area. Why not? At worst, I'll kill them, eat them, sell them, whatever, Yeah. They're kind of chill. They're entertaining. Yeah, dude. Okay. They like fight and spit at each other and like, I've got 5 females, and for some reason they're all lesbians apparently because they just hump each other and
really?
Like, oh yeah, it's super weird. They're just bizarre little like long necked sheep that just walk around and eat and spit.
They spit at you?
No, because
really?
The first time they hawked at me, I spit right in their face, and it's like a dominance thing. It's like,
really?
Yeah, dude, I've literally spit loogies in their faces.
What?
Dude, they're weird animals.
That is interesting.
And here's the weirdest thing that I learned. Is they all collectively agree to shit in one spot.
Oh, I've seen that. I've heard of guys will pack like guys that use them for pack animals.
Yeah,
they'll bring like a can of the shit and they dump it.
Yeah, and their shit doesn't have to break down. It's like rabbits. You can go straight into your garden. I learned that recently too.
So you just have a pile of manure.
I haven't cleaned it up in a while, but yeah, if the chickens don't get it, I can like scrape up like 5-10 gallon buckets by the end of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all in one space.
Yeah,
it's freaking super great. So I'm having them sheared. I'm gonna sell the fiber or whatever if somebody wants it. If somebody wants to like learn to spin yarn.
She just bought me some fucking alpaca jacket the other day, like ordered for me. I was like, what do I need this for? But yeah, it's pretty soft stuff.
They're soft.
If you can make some money off of them.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. It's like, one, I'm not in anything. I got them for free.
Yeah.
At worst, I could sell. I looked online, like, those people that sell alpacas are multiple $100s for them. It's like, at worst, I'm sitting on a couple $1,000. Yeah. But their fiber is like $50 an ounce.
What?
Or 50 bucks, is it a pound or an ounce? $50 a pound. Yeah.
I still feel like that's a lot.
A lot. For the raw. So, I mean, they'll spin it and make more out of it, but it's like just the raw. It's
I'd
like,
be slinging alpaca for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so I've got a guy, he'll come in the spring before the summer, he'll shear them out, and then I'll figure out from now till then if I can find like some old spinster that wants to buy it.
I'm sure you can find something on that.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of been a whole bunch of experiences. And it was like, I knew that it was going to take away from like doing vet hunts and like my free time, which turns out I have none now because I get home and it's
you
like
have a little farm.
Yeah, I've got things to do at night. Then the garden took, so I was like, hey, I get it now, dude. Life, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It was just kind of one of those like, end of the day, you sit down and it's like hit a cigar and just sit on the porch and just look and just it's quiet, it's slow, I don't know. It's like, it's something I never thought I would have, I guess, is, and I wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done the military. So
exactly.
Yeah, kind of went full circle and I saw that. And I was like, oh.
Which one?
The platoon.
These guys? Yeah. Dude.
I love them.
I'm going to have him on. He's actually coming out here not too long from now. His story's wild, and that's why I have to get him. Like, from Marine to
infantry.
Detroit, Michigan police officer, gets shot in the line of duty. His partner got shot in the head. Jesus. And which his partner, unfortunately, I think just took his life not too long ago, which is super tragic. But like the fact that he's got out and did it, dude, I hit him up. I think it's something that we're gonna do different on this podcast. Is I want to start shouting out like local,
like
not even local, just small businesses for veteran owned and law enforcement. If we can help guys along the way, like push. Granted, I'd love a sponsor to be able to pay for everything, but for. But as far as these like little mom and pop companies or small business veteran owned, like why not? Something. It's a platform. So yeah, he hit me up, and then obviously the girls baked you a Bigiorno sourdough loaf. I had to open it; it was sweating because it was hot when I put it in there. So perfect. It'll be fresh when you go to your hotel room tonight. You can munch on that all night. It's pepperoni, mozzarella. It does not suck. No, it actually fucks. Good. So.
I'm excited though. These guys, they did a lot with us even before you even were involved. They were hooking up wishes and
that's how I got to know them.
These are actually I have like I don't know probably 10 cigars left from.
Cool. We'll send you home with some.
Yeah, I enjoy them a lot. And the guy's just a nice guy. Like I like that he's a vet and he does stuff and is like totally like selfless. Like here, can you just like share like he'll message me randomly like, can you like share this? I'm like, bro, of course. Like one, I'll do anything to help you guys. Like especially if the easiest thing that I have to do is go and share. Easy.
Well, it's hard for some.
I know, it's weird.
It's hard for some.
Because nobody wants to see anybody, like...
Nobody wants to see people succeed.
Succeed when they're, like, it's like, I don't know. I hate that. I hate that mentality. Because guess what? He's not taking away from you.
No.
You're not even in the right, you guys aren't even in the same fucking space.
And even if you were, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Dude, who
guess
cares?
What? Work harder. Do better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, but he's a really cool dude, man. Yeah. I'm excited to get him on and get his story. He's got an incredible story, veteran owned, LEO owned. Right. I think he still is active duty cop. I could be mistaken.
He might be still a cop.
But yeah, man. I mean, why not? I hit him up, and he actually reached out. I was like, dude, if you ever need anything, I'm like, send it. If I could help promote it, like in any way. So yeah, so every guest gets a cigar from a veteran, and
love it.
Gets to go home with a loaf of bread and. Yeah, so I want to share the wealth. So I'm going to start putting it out on the social as far as like veteran companies, apparel companies, things like that. If somebody's just out there grinding in their garage, dude, a vet made this table. He's an Army vet.
Really?
Right here local, yeah.
I love that.
Knocked this out, Britt. Found him online on like Facebook Marketplace. Didn't even know he's a vet. I showed up and I was like, "What's your story?" I'm going to have him on. All tatted. Dude looks like straight out of prison. I mean, not judging, but you could, you ever see the guy and you're like, he's got some stories.
Yeah.
I'm literally loading in my truck. I turn, I'm like, what's your story? Like, I had to ask. I'm like,
I have it.
I'm like, what branch? And he's like, Army. I'm like, I fucking knew it just by looking at him. But yeah, Army dog built this guy. I'm going to tag him when we get him on. And so, but yeah, I just want to be able to highlight veteran companies or law enforcement, like firefighters, cops, whatever. If they're trying to make it and they got a freaking cigar company or T-shirts, like, dude, let's send it. I'll wear it on, put it on, give it to guests, whatever. So until we take off big enough to actually land a sponsor, but someday. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to pay my daughter for all the work she does, but
You live for free.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Got a roof over your head. This is your rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, this is dope though. I've actually a buddy of mine does woodworking. Like he's got a what do they call the miller or the planer?
Okay.
He's making me my dining room table because I was like
Oh,
I never
cool.
wanted to like buy a dining room table until it was like the one that I'm like yeah I have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I called him. I was like I need you. I was like show me your rough cuts. I was like I want a raw cut table like this, like my dining room table.
Yeah.
So he's building. He's like, okay, I've got this one, or this one. Do you want the spilled epoxy in the middle and stuff like a river through? I was like, no, just give me like
those,
I do too, but like just like the raw cut wood, but it's gonna have the bark on it though still.
Oh, I like
so
that
it's gonna
live
be
edge
all
or whatever they call
live
it.
edge or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna be doing that. And I'm like, so like one of those like he told me the price and I was like. Okay, but that's all right. It's my dining room table, and it's my friend.
Yep,
He's a small business.
support
He's a vet. And he's a
support the
firefighter.
homies.
And yeah.
That's the problem. Nobody supports the homies anymore, man.
Well, and like I never even asked. I told him, "How much do you want?" Don't ask for a discount.
No.
Just how much do you want, bro?
Just get
tell
it
me.
done.
Tell me what your price is for that.
Just get it done, man.
Yeah.
Support the friends.
That's
and
it.
Share it. And that's the thing, man. It's kind of frustrating. Is I've said it before, and I'll always say it. Like nobody hates successful vets more than vets.
Yeah.
And it's like some of the biggest support I get from people I don't even know. And it's like, I know these dudes for years in the court, not even, I mean, I have some friends like that are like Charles, dude. That dude shares my shit all the
Everything.
time. He's a homie,
like, no matter
you know?
what. And that's just it. He'll be like, even if it's not funny, he'll react.
Yeah. And that's all it takes to support somebody. It doesn't, it's like, oh man, I can afford it. You don't have to afford it. If you have somebody that's trying it, making a living at it, just trying to start something new to better their life, share their shit.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
It takes zero energy.
$0.
Like nothing.
To hit the share button and just put a link on it on your page. And as far as people that share it, you have no idea what that does to help other, or just the boost that it gives somebody, that somebody's sharing
even an
their
emotion.
product.
Yeah, it's not even like not an algorithm, but it's like they're like,
yeah,
you
cool,
know,
dude.
Like, and then because eventually, like, and that's the whole thing is like you're eventually gonna have somebody's gonna be like, I gotta have that. That's pretty rad. You know, like somebody that not even following that person or, yeah.
That's all it takes, man. If people did more of that's the benefits of social media that I wish more people just understood. That it takes nothing to share one of your friends' posts, product, anything, and just that way, and it could lead to one sale, which motivates that guy to continue to do it rather than be in some dark area or stressing.
Like thinking like he's a failure or like, I've got all this stuff and I haven't made one sale. What am I doing wrong?
Share your homies' shit. That's it. You don't, even if you can't afford it, I get it. Not everybody has the financial ability to be able to support some crazy stuff. I understand that. But, dude, share somebody's stuff. You never know who's going to see it and like it. It might blow up, might go viral. Dude might be successful overnight because of it. Happens every day.
Definitely.
Well, dude, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
It was fun. I'm glad you came to town, and we got to shoot the shit a little bit. Make sure you send you home with a cigar and some bread. But yeah, dude, I'm glad this is a good conversation.
It was, man. It was fun.
We'll sit down and shoot the shit over a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, we'll do it again. I'm sure you'll be rolling back through town soon. And
Probably. It'll probably be another like, hey, I'm in town for 7 hours. Yeah. What are you doing?
Let's do it again.
Go get the big rig and come pick me up at the hotel again.
Yeah, right?
Bro, you have no idea. We'll call it like street cred that I got from that now. Because that black dude that was like taking all the selfies and shit, he's a big dog at Cooley.
What's Cooley?
Grand Coulee Dam. It's like like the big hydro dam that powers pretty much the West. Yeah. He was like,
did he need any power work done out there?
I'm working on it, bro. Okay. I'm working on it. We gotta wait and see what the new administration does because they tend to not fund as much of our projects. Okay. So they're all freaking out right now. Yeah, but I got like texts and emails like, yo, how do we get one of those? We need to buy them for our security forces, blah, blah, blah. Call Chris, man. Call him. I'm like, dude, please don't call me. Like, Richard.
That's hilarious.
But, dude, like, he sent, like, a mass email out to everybody. He was like, check this vehicle out that this dude who I've never met rolled up and picked up this dude. And I'm like, oh, my God.
The thing is wild.
Dude, yeah. But nobody exaggerates like a black dude. Like, they'll hype you up to where you're like, yo, it's like, calm down, Richard. Like, no, that guy's the ultimate hype man. I met him like 5 minutes of the day before.
Oh, really?
That was it. No, I'd never met him before until we had our meeting.
I thought you guys were boys.
No, dude.
That's
like, met him
funnier.
that day, spent the day together, like, doing our meetings and our proposals, and then happened to sit at the hotel, and I was like, "Yo, Richard, you got to come check this thing out real quick." And that's it. That's as much as I know the guy. Cool. But he's like the ultimate hype man now.
There you go. That's all it takes.
All right.
Cool, dude. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on. Oh my God, that's right. My hips. You ready?
Yeah, right. Oh, good Lord, dude.